Good evening and welcome here inside Odell Arena on the campus of Taylor University for tonight's pivotal Crossroads League men's basketball matchup between the newly minted number 16th ranked Marian Knights and the home team, the Taylor University Trojans. Rick Johnson here with you. This is, as always, the Marian General Hospital pregame show. On Saturday, the Trojans got back in the win column, winning at a place they have rarely won at in Josh Andrews' tenure here at TU. The Trojans won at Grace in Winona Lake, defeating the Lancers 81-74 behind a combined 43 points, 22 from Ryan Robinson, 21 from Mason Degenkolb. They also got double-figure scoring from Jake Hagelin, who poured in one of his best performances of the year. He had 12 points on 5 of 9 shooting. Jason Hubbard added 9. CJ Pena added 8 for the victorious Taylor men's basketball team. Taylor opened the game hitting their first 7 shots from the floor, opening up a 15-4 first half lead. They saw their lead trimmed down to 5 a couple different times, one time in the first half and then one time in the second half, and then a corner three from CJ Pena with a hand right in his face and a Mason Degenkolb steal, which led to a Ryan Robinson hoop, reestablished an 8-point Taylor lead at 69-61, one that they would not relinquish. The Trojan defense was stellar once again. They held Grace to their second lowest scoring output at home this season in their 11 home games, and they also held Grace to 12 points below their scoring average on the season. Marian, meanwhile, they make their second trip to Grant County in the last few days. They were across the county at Indiana Wesleyan this past Saturday, where they fell on a buzzer-beating 3 by senior center Evan Maxwell of Indiana Wesleyan by an 89-86 final. Marian, 17-5 on the year, 6-4 in the Crossroads League. They suffered just their third road loss of the season. Maxwell poured in a career night for Indiana Wesleyan, tying a career-high 39 points. TJ Henderson, the IUPUI transfer, who's in his only season at Marian, hit a tying fadeaway through with 19 seconds left, and some confusion there by the Indiana Wesleyan offense. Joel Okafor dished the ball over to Maxwell at the last moment. He fired a 3 away with 2 seconds for about 25 feet out to win the game for Indiana Wesleyan. TJ Henderson poured in a Marian-high 30 points on 10 of 21 shooting. He was also 7 of 12 from behind the three-point arc in 37 minutes. He also had 4 boards and 4 steals. Their second leading scorer, Wes Stowers, was limited to just 10 points in the loss to Indiana Wesleyan. He played all 40 minutes for the Knights. Wes was 4 of 12 from the floor, 2 of 5 from behind the arc, but he also did almost get another double-double. He dished out a team-high 9 assists. Reginald Kasunlaw, last year's Crossroads League Defensive Player of the Year, was 5 of 9 from the floor, 1 of 4 from 3 for 13 points, 5 boards in 29 minutes of work. Sterling Brown added 15 points, and Cameron Wolter added 18 points for Marian on 8 of 10 shooting. He only played 9 minutes when Taylor and Marian met back in November, although he did get the start that night. The big story coming out of that game not only was the loss for Marian, but also their lack of bench production against the Wildcats. Marian's reserves combined for no points and no shot attempts in the 40 minutes of action in Grant County back on Saturday, and we'll see what their bench can do against Taylor tonight. When these two teams met back in November, Taylor came away with the win. They tried to go for the season sweep here against Marian. They won the last time these two teams met on this floor. That was last February. And Joe Ingersoll, the then senior for the Taylor men's basketball team, had one of his best, if not his best performance of his career, 12 points, including 2 rainbow threes over Kasunlaw that really sparked the Trojans for that win over the Knights. So Taylor goes for the season sweep tonight. And it's a big game when you look at the Crossroads League standings. These two teams separated by just a game, as Marian comes in at 6-4 in league action. They're tied for 4th right now with number 16 Bethel. But they lost the tiebreaker to the Pilots, losing to Bethel back on January 8th. So essentially, Marian comes in 5th place in the league standings. Remember, the top 4 teams host a first-round tournament game. The top 8 teams all make it. Taylor comes in. They're tied for 6th right now with St. Francis, but they hold the current tiebreaker over the Cougars, with defeating St. Francis on this floor a couple weeks ago. Taylor and St. Francis meet this Saturday. So, with a win tonight, Taylor and Marian would be tied at 6-5 in the league. But the Trojans would hold the tiebreaker after sweeping the season series. And then you don't want to look too far ahead, but it could be a really big week, particularly where Taylor could find themselves in the league standings when Saturday night rolls around. This is the Marian General Hospital pregame show. We'll take a break. When we come back, you'll hear from the head coach of the Trojans, Josh Andrews. This is Taylor Men's Basketball here on the Trojans Sports Network.
It's true. Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than thinking about retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, we agree, and we'd like to help. Your local Edward Jones financial advisors, Ryan Jones, Mark Sieglin, and Rob Sisson, can help you get started today. They are proud corporate partners of Taylor University Athletics. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965, when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
Your heart, well, your heart is everything to you and your body, and its favorite place to be is home. Marian General Hospital has been named a nationally accredited chest pain center, which is the highest accomplishment in cardiovascular care. We are proud to provide our community with a team of cardiac experts throughout MGH, from our ambulance and emergency room to our cardiovascular departments, in partnership with our experienced local cardiologists and interventional cardiologists from St. Vincent's Medical Group. The same level of cardiovascular expertise in bigger cities at larger hospitals is available right here. Everyone has their expertise. At MGH, our expertise is your heart, bringing the best in the nation home to you. Your heart is in the right place at MGH.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
Well, after a week away where the Trojans were on the road at Bethel and Grace, they're back here at home tonight to take on one of the top 20 teams in the country, the Marian Knights, a team that they defeated earlier this season. And to look ahead to the matchup tonight and at the win over Grace on Saturday, we're now joined by the Taylor head coach Josh Andrews here on the Marian General Hospital pregame show. Grace has been one of those road gyms that's given you guys troubles ever since you got here. What was it like to get just the second win over Grace at Grace in your time here?
Sure. No, every road win in this, every win in this conference is a good win. It's been a tough place to play. They've got great atmosphere and they've got great program, and we haven't fared as well up there as we would like to have in the past. But I thought our guys had a really high level of alertness, as proven by the way they got out of the gates Saturday, and just stayed with it. Got appropriate stops and some big plays down the stretch when Grace, made a push, and we expected they'd make a push. We closed it out, finished the game, so huge win for us, and a nice way to finish the weekend coming into another big week.
You guys jumped out to a 15-4 lead. You made your first 7 shots from the field. How much confidence did that give your guys? I mean, there's a great video from a person sitting across from where the benches are on their cell phone of the women's basketball team hitting a buzzer beater to win their game before your guys are standing there in the hallway. Your guys all go nuts, and then all that emotion seemed to carry over to the first handful of minutes for your guys.
Yeah, I don't know how much that played into it. It was fun to see the women's squad win that way. It was a gritty finish and win for them. Our guys came out of the gates, made big plays, played aggressively, appropriately aggressive. We were able to get downhill off ball screens, get some deep penetration and finish with good touches. And I think that fed the confidence for the other guys, opened up the game for other guys. And again, we stayed with it. There's a couple laws in there, a few things we'd like to clean up, and we've continued to work on it. But to go there against a big, powerful team, and they're due for some wins. We think they're a really good team. So nice win for the Trojans.
We saw your guys' lead dip down a couple different times, but it seemed every time that Grace came in and made it a 2-possession or even a 3-possession game, you guys had a quick spurt in you. Mm-hmm. How important is that as you guys head down the home stretch of the regular season?
Yeah, we talked about that briefly after the game. It's not. This is just a league where you don't run people out of their gym very often. The teams are too good, they're too well coached, too many mature players, too many guys that know what it takes to play and win at a high level, compete at a high level. So it's more about managing the emotions and managing the pace and what's happening on the floor. That our guys made the proper adjustments. We had to trap the post there for a stretch because Godfrey got going. We had some guys make some big plays offensively that helped us finish that out. So it's knowing how to win, knowing how to compete for 40 minutes. That's the name of the game for us.
You have an opportunity to sweep Marian in the season series for the first time in your time here. You snapped a long losing streak to the Knights with your win over them at their place back in November, which ironically, because of the broken backboard up at Huntington, turned out to be their very first Crossroads League game. They were coming in undefeated at the time on the year. Where have they gotten better? They lost on a buzzer beater this past Saturday at Indiana Wesleyan.
They're just very good. It's just that simple. They got Coach Eddie does a great job, but they're supremely talented. They have length at the rim, which they utilize on the offensive end, and then they rim protect defensively. Collapse to the ball so well. They force you into making the extra pass and making the right decision against athletes and against guys with long arms. So they've been pretty steady with how they play, and they're going to be a very tough out tonight. We're going to need to play disciplined team basketball and make a lot of right decisions, and again manage emotions. It's a game that it can flow up and down in terms of them playing in transition and making tough shots. They've got multiple guys that can make contested shots, and you got to play through that. That's hard. It's a terrific team. We've got our hands full tonight.
One thing that I think might be the key tonight is the bench play of both teams on Saturday. Marian, not only their bench did not score a single point for them, they not even attempt a single shot. We've seen your guys off the bench, Miranda, Crow, and Pena, the main three, have really provided pop at different points throughout the year. Can the bench be where this game is won or lost tonight potentially?
Yeah, you know what? That's a great point. I don't know that we communicate it that way to our guys, but there's been multiple games this year where our bench has come up huge, maybe stem the tide or maybe to build a lead. And, we think that rotation that we're using and playing as a team is just critical for us. We're not a team that's going to play with just the five guys, and it's not advantage to us. So we'll continue to rotate the same way, and we're going to need some bench play tonight. We'll need bench play down the stretch of the year for us to be effective in the back half of this conference.
Josh, when your team beat Marian back in November, the Taylor bench outscored the Marian bench 29-10. Good luck tonight against the Knights.
Appreciate it, Rick. Thank you.
Play that old song. You really want her to play it. That's what's really going to evoke the memory. You got to have the music that you listeners to listen to.
Since opening in the late 1980s, the Maddox Family Dental Center has been focusing on providing the highest quality dental care for their patients. Children to adults can receive a full-service treatment to meet their dental needs. The Maddox Family Dental Center has 2 locations in Hartford City and Dunkirk and always welcomes new patients. The Maddox Family Dental Center, a proud corporate partner of Taylor University Athletics.
turn things over to PA announcer Tanner Huber for tonight's starting lineups.
He's assisted by Jesse LeBlanc, Aaron Evans, and Devin Granger. At guard, a 6'1" senior from Indianapolis, Indiana, number 1, TJ Henderson. At guard, a 5'10" senior from Indianapolis, Indiana, number 4, Les Stowers. At forward, a 6'11" senior from Jacksonville, Florida, number 5, Reginald Kissenwald. At guard, a 6' sophomore from Hummel, Indiana, number 10, Sterling Brown. And at forward, a 6'7" sophomore from Fishers, Indiana, number 21, Cameron Walter. The Knights. And now, fans, get on your feet for the starting line for your Taylor Trojans. They are coached by Josh Andrews and assisted by Will McDowell and Kyle Stiven. At guard, a 5'10" junior from Hamilton, Ohio, number 13, Ryan Robinson. At guard, a 6'1" junior from Tiffin, Indiana, 15, Mason Daniel. At forward, a 6'4" sophomore from Lawrence, Indiana, number 31, James McLeod. At forward, a 6'5" freshman from Miamisburg, Ohio, number 24, Jason Hubbard. Finally, the big man, 6'7" senior from Beach, Illinois, number 25, Jake Taylor. It's time for some basketball.
So the Trojans will trot out their normal starting 5 of Ryan Robinson, Mason Degenkolb, Jason Hubbard, Jake Hegeland, and James McLeod. Marian counters with their typical starting 5, TJ Henderson, Wes Stowers, who's on his way to being, if not the best, one of the best easily players in Marian history, Reginald Kasunlaw, Sterling Brown, and Cameron Wolter. Hegeland and the big fella Kasunlaw, last year's Defensive Player of the Year, who's 6'11", will jump. Hegeland at 6'7". Ball tapped to the near side, controlled by Marian. They'll have the opening possession, and they go from right to left in blue. Hubbard will guard Wes Stowers, who was limited the first time these two teams met back in November. Here's TJ Henderson. Degenkolb defends high left side. High middle screen, Walter. McLeod will switch. Henderson right elbow, picks to the bounce. And the ball will be knocked away by Hubbard. He's trying to outrace defenders the other, and he'll just push off and lay it in with a right hand as he just chucks Henderson away with ease. So a steal and a layup, a good start for the Trojans, and they're up 2-0. And a turnover for Marian, their first time with the ball. Brown thought about a long two from straightaway, was denied by Robinson. Left block, Walter, who only played 9 minutes these times these first two teams met. And there's a three-point shot from straight on by Wes Stowers. And Marian goes in front 3-2 on their first shot of the night. Here's the second time Taylor with the ball. First time here in the half-court set. They go from left to right and white. Kasunlaw comes out to hedge on a screen. The ball spun around the arc near side. Kasunlaw guards Hegeland man-to-man right block. Hegeland crabbing up top to Robinson. Around the arc it's spun. This will be Hubbard. Hand off in traffic to Hegeland. Shot clock down to 9. Hand off to McLeod driving. Slips through the hands of Hubbard and out of bounds. McLeod came through the lane and went through it, tried to fire a bullet to the near side corner and went through the hands of Hubbard. So each team with a bucket, each team with a turnover. Here on their first two times with the ball, Marian's bucket was a three-point try, and they lead by 1, 3-2. Here's Brown, high left side, one of their best three-point shooters. Walter up top, into the paint, Kasunlaw. Right-hand hook shot over Hegeland, missed to the left, and then Hegeland slides down. He is okay. Here comes Taylor from left to right and white, trying to regain a lead. Down by 1. Robinson drives, Henderson defends. Robinson back up top, high left side to Hubbard, guarded by the smaller Stowers. Hegeland left wing inside the arc, guarded by Kasunlaw, tries to shake his way in. Drive in kick, Robinson thought about a three, and Henderson's right there in his grill. Robinson around a screen, fade away, shot off the back rim. No, easy rebound for Kasunlaw. Still a 3-2 lead for number 16 Marian, as both teams have missed their last two times down the floor. Stowers around a screen, got him to the free throw line, bouncing outside to Henderson, fresh off that 30-point performance on Saturday. Brown got to the baseline right, all the way now up top between the circles to Stowers. He'll take the left side, Kasunlaw screen, Hubbard fights through, Stowers goes in, circus layup is good from left to right with a right hand. So it's right now Wes Stowers 5, Jason Hubbard 2, as they're the only two players that have scored for either side tonight. Just about 2 minutes and 15 seconds into the opening half. Degenkolb cannot get a handoff to Robinson. Henderson there to deny it. He is right with Robinson on every step. Middle screen from Hegeland. Robinson, pass tipped in the air. Hegeland couldn't get to it as Brown knifes it out of the air. A 3-on-2. Brown to the left side. Stowers has got the first 5 points, and there's his first miss. as the three-point try is long from the near side arc. Taylor with the ball from left to right and white, trailing by 3, 5-2. Robinson drives. He got into Henderson, who was shuffling his feet, and Henderson gets whistled for the first foul of the night from either team. Marian's very athletic. They're very long, and so any hedge and any movement around any ball screen for either Robinson or Degenkolb will be a little bit tougher than it normally is on a Tuesday night in league competition. Hagelin left side circle, Kasunlaw giving him plenty of space. He'll deal off to Robinson near sideline. Around the Hagelin screen up top, back to the near side arc. Degenkolb with Stowers guarding him. Little pocket down low to Hagelin with 8 driving baseline. Right, muscles his way in, got into the bucket and lays in with a right hand. Kasunlaw turns around, wanted to say that Hagelin should be called for warding off with that left hand, but no whistle comes from the men in the black and white stripes, and Taylor draws back to within 1, trailing 5-4. Here's Stowers with all 5 points. His entry pass too far for the screener, Walter. And this one bounces out of bounds, and Taylor will get the ball back on the second turnover tonight by Marian, as Stowers talks over with Walter. Remember, as we mentioned, Cameron Walter, the 6'7 sophomore transfer from UMass Lowell, who came mid-year last year, about this time, a little bit before this time to Marian, but not play last year, only played 9 minutes when these two teams met back in November due to an injury. Degenkolb double team with Kasunlaw. He's able to dribble through trouble. Hubbard, top of the key, guarded by Brown. Near sideline, Robinson, shot clock down to 9. Taylor's used almost all the shot clock every time they've had the ball tonight. Now 5, Hagelin, a mid-range jump over Kasunlaw is short off the near side rim, and it's rebounded by Walter of Marian. Off to Stowers, who has the first 5 points for the night. He'll deal off to T.J. Henderson, their leading scorer at 18 points tonight. Second-year head coach Scott Heddy walks all the way out near the timeline to call out the half-court set for the Knights. Henderson, top of the key, 3 try, good, as Degenkolb trying to go under the screen of Kasunlaw. Henderson, a 39% three-point shooter, makes his first one of the night. Marian 2 of 3 from long range. They take their largest lead of the night. They're up 8-4 now. Henderson steals the ball away from Hagelin. Only white shirts back. Henderson pitches back to the trailing Sterling Brown, who rattles in a 3 in front of the Taylor bench and then holds his middle finger in the air as he jogs back to his own bench. 11-4, the Taylor deficit is Sterling Brown, who was quiet with just 2 points on 1 of 6 shooting. When these two teams met in November, Taylor takes a 30-second timeout. 11-4. The Taylor deficit, and that's the one thing that we talked with Taylor head coach Josh Andrews. You have to be careful because in the blink of an eye, this Marian offense, which averages 92 points per game, they shoot 52% from the floor and 42% behind the arc. If you try to get into a track meet with them or give those those turnovers that lead to easy runouts, you could find yourselves down by a multitude of points in a quick fashion. So Taylor takes the 30-second timeout. Robinson will get a breather for the Trojans. Vincent Miranda comes in to spell him. No other changes to the Trojan 5. One change out there for Marian. Wes Stowers, their leading scorer tonight with 5 of their 11. Takes a seat on the bench. He's replaced by number 30, Christian Stewart, who did not play when these two teams met back in November. Taylor trying to get on the board. They have yet to attempt a three-point shot tonight. They are 2 of 4 from the floor, but they trail by 7. Miranda straight away, guarded by Henderson, weaving through is Miranda. Pitch to the left corner, McLeod, guarded by Walter. Man-to-man defense for Marian. Henderson guarding Miranda up top. Back tap, and then Henderson will get called for the reach, and he is upset running to the other end. Trying to get the back tap on Miranda, and as he did, he got part of the ball, but then he also got part of Miranda's torso. So Henderson will take a seat with 2 personal fouls. We get a horn, and we come to our first media timeout here of the opening half. 15-18 remaining in half number 1 is number 16 Marian with 11, Taylor with 4 here on the Trojan Sports Network.
It's true. Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than thinking about retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, we agree, and we'd like to help. Your local Edward Jones financial advisors, Ryan Jones, Mark Sieglin, and Rob Sisson, can help you get started today. They are proud corporate partners of Taylor University Athletics. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965, when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
Both teams shooting the ball really well. Marian 3 of 4 from downtown, 4 of 6 overall. Taylor 2 of 4 from the field. They have yet to attempt a three-point shot. They've got the ball out of the media timeout. Free throw line jump shot. Degenkolb trying to bank it in. That one was too long off the back iron. And Walter has another rebound for Marian. They go from right to left in blue with Christian Stewart running the point. To the far sideline and Stowers between the circles to Kasunlaw, now back near side to Stewart. Marian with the ball, leading 11-4. Taylor scored the first points of the game. They've trailed ever since. Stewart near sideline. Degenkolb defends around the Walter screen. 8 to shoot. Into the paint, Kasunlaw, left elbow, got into Hagelin, throws up a dancer that'll just miss off the left side of the rim. And the big man, Kasunlaw's 0 of 2 from the floor to start. Trailing Miranda, the trailing McLeod, almost got away with the travel up top as he shuffled those puppies. Near sideline, Degenkolb, shimmy shake, back out to Hagelin, who fakes along to Kasunlaw, closes ground beautifully. Evan Crow came in during the timeout. He gets it back from Hagelin, lost it, got it back. Mid-post left jump shot, no good. McLeod knifes in and gets a rebound. 14:20 remaining here in the opening half. Taylor gets their first offensive board of the night, and that's actually the first offensive rebound from either team. Miranda almost put Stewart on the floor, step back, a long shot that goes over the rim and hits glass. 6 minutes into half one, Stewart near side arc with Marian leading 11-4. Top of the key, Brown has 1 3 tonight, and now he gets 2 coming off of a screen. Sterling Brown, 2 of 2 from three-point range, one of the best three-point shooters in the Crossroads League at 46%. He's 2 of 2 to start, and Taylor down by an early 10 to number 16, Marian. Miranda, Kasunlaw fakes a hedge, and now it's dealt off around the arc near sideline to Crow. Inside the arc, right side, Hagelin. Kasunlaw defending in the man-to-man. A left-hand back down, faking, trying to get Kasunlaw in the air. Hagelin did. His shot was missed, and Kasunlaw bumped him with a hip. And he is upset. Wes Stowers puts his fingers to his lips, trying to calm his senior classmate down. First one on Kasunlaw, and that's the third one against Marian. 3 subs will come in for Taylor after the first Hagelin free throw. 1 sub will come in for the Marian Knights out of Indianapolis. First one from Hagelin, skips off the front rim, hangs, and just falls off. The ones exiting for Taylor will be McLeod and Degenkolb for the time being. Entering are Hubbard and Robinson. Pena at the line for TU if Hagelin can make the second free throw to come in. And Hayden Langcable, one of the highly touted recruits out of the state of Indiana, comes in for the first time tonight. He replaces Brown. For Marian, Hagelin makes the second free throw. He's got 3. And CJ Pena enters for the first time tonight. Taylor down 14-5, 6.5 minutes into half number 1. Marian, the 16th ranked team in the country, they go from right to left. They're in a tie for 4th in the league standings. Taylor 1 spot back in a tie for 6th. Stowers, right side arc, has 5 points tonight, up top to Stewart, who's denied a look at 3 by Robinson. Mid-post right, Kasunlaw trying to go against the young CJ Pena. Fade, hangs, rattles it in, does Reginald Kasunlaw. First bucket for last year's Crossroads League Defensive Player of the Year, and Marian goes back in front by double digits. They lead by 11. Robinson, right side circle, Stewart guarding him. Going to his right, down the lane, and that's a foul against Marian. Robinson tried to continue the play. Kasunlaw went in for the block. And the foul will be against whom? That's against Wes Stowers, their senior. His first, number 4, against the Knights. They come in averaging just 16 fouls per game. They've already got 4 in our first 6 minutes and 58 seconds. Coaching matchup tonight, Scott Heddy of Marian in his second season after spending a considerable amount of time at Carmel High School and having a ton of success down there. Taylor led by 6th-year head man Josh Andrews. Crow, right side circle to the near sideline, and Hubbard. Off to Pena, Kasunlaw defends, handoff back to Hubbard. Now out near the volleyball line is Robinson. 5 to shoot. Ryan, a deep 3-ball, rolls halfway down and then just spun out. Ryan had to take that one with a shot clock down to 3. Rebounded by Marian. They come the other way in blue. Stowers guarded by Hubbard, runs him into a Kasunlaw screen up top. Langcable jump stop, left side circle Kasunlaw. Now Stowers around the big man screen. Got to the right elbow, to the free throw line. Walter tried to go down low. Kasunlaw, who got behind Hubbard, and he banks it in, I should say. Back-to-back buckets for Kasunlaw, and Taylor down by a game-high 13, 18-5. 12-14 to go here in the opening half. The Trojans just 2 of 8 from the floor to start, and 0 of 2 from downtown. Robinson around a screen, got into the paint. Floater blocked by Kasunlaw, his first rejection of the night. He'll let his teammates run the other way. Then Hubbard pokes it from behind by Langcable. Robinson goes right by Stewart, right to the rim, throws it up. He missed it, but Ryan was fouled, and he'll go to the line twice. Ryan pleading for a goaltend there on Kasunlaw. Instead, it's a foul against Christian Stewart. That's the first one against the sophomore. out of Indianapolis and Roncalli High School, and the 5th one against Marian here in the opening half. Taylor has yet to commit a foul. And now 2 of our officials will come together, trying to figure out, I think, if that should be a goaltend, and if it would have been an and 1 for Robinson. Instead, he'll go to the line for 2. Ryan, an excellent free throw shooter, made all 8 on Saturday, and he's on the score sheet for the first time tonight, making the first one. And now Marian will go super, super small. They will bring in Mark Albers, a 6'4 sophomore from Pendleton. That'll mean the tallest player out there for them is Cameron Walter at 6'7" as Kasunlal exits. Robinson's first one, good. First one good, second one good as well. He's got 2. And Taylor back down by 11, 18-7. We'll see if what they can do here with Kasunlal on the bench. Scott Heddy across the sideline from us, the head coach for Marian, all the way out near the timeline, still unhappy with the officiating and giving him an earful. Backdoor cut lane cable, he lost Miranda, and he banked it in from the left block. Good find there by Walter and Langcable, who won a 1A state title a year ago at Morristown High School, gives Marian a 13-point lead, 20-7. Robinson to the near side of the floor, Miranda, one dribble, and he'll flip it off to Hubbard. Between the circles, Robinson around the Pena screen, draws 2. Back up top, CJ fakes, and it kicks out to the far sideline. Good closeout there by Marian to deny a good look at 3 by CJ Pena. Robinson trying to cook with Walters. Ryan falls down. He got it poked away. Langcable scoops it up. He goes end to end. His shot is beat off the glass by Jason Hubbard. Here comes Taylor the other way, a 3-on-3. Crow, a transition. 3 ball is short. Hubbard trying to tap it up. He fights, rips the ball away, goes up, and puts it in with a hand. Look at Jason Hubbard beating the shot off the glass like a drum and then beating everybody else out for the rebound on the other end. Excellent play there by the freshman, Jason Hubbard. Taylor to within 11. We'll see if that can provide a little juice here to the 5 Trojans on the floor. Stowers with an early 5, been quiet since. They'll deal it out to Albers near sideline. Hubbard right in Stowers' back pocket, who hands the ball here. Around the Albers screen, Hubbard fights through, back out to Albers, fakes a 3 and drives. Jump stop over Miranda, and he'll rainbow it in just before the shot clock expires. Albers, that's the first bench scoring along with Langcable that Marian has had in over a game. Remember, their bench did not even attempt a shot in Saturday's loss at Indiana Wesleyan. They've got 4 bench points right now. Walter guards Miranda around a screen. Right wing, faking a 3 is Pena. Drives, got to 15 feet, pivoting, and he kicks it outside the arc. Hubbard against Albers, behind the back dribble. Fade away, Jay from the free throw line is short. Dennis Alus on the floor, and then they'll get Miranda for colliding with Christian Stewart on the floor on the baseline to the far side. First one on Vincent Miranda, the first one against Taylor here in the first half. Reginald Kasunlal back in for Marian. He replaces Cameron Walter. The Trojans bring back Mason Degenkolb, Jake Hageland, and James McLeod. So the 5 out there for Marian are Wes Stowers, Mark Albers, Hayden Langcable, Christian Stewart, and Reginald Kasunlal. The Trojans counter with Ryan Robinson, Mason Degenkolb, Vincent Miranda, Jake Hageland, and James McLeod. Good move by Stowers as he faked out Vincent Miranda, and Stowers has got 8 first-half points. He's almost outscored Taylor by himself. He's got 8, Taylor has 9, and Marian has a game-high lead of 25-9. 9:25 and counting here in the opening half. Degenkolb has yet to score. He was quiet when these teams met back in November. Driving down the right side of the lane, Langcable cuts him off. Pass up top, long to a rainbow try is too long there by Jake Hageland. Rebounded by Stowers. He gallops to the front court, fakes a handoff to Stewart, and goes to the far sideline. They look Kasunlal's way, and they spin it to the near side, and Langcable around the screen, pull-up 3 ball off the right side of the rim, and it's rebounded by Mason Degenkolb of Taylor. He carries up left side, pitching back to Miranda, steps into a 3. That one short off the left side of the rim. Foul comes. They're going to call this one against Marian and Mark Albers. They'll say Albers was the one that shielded off James McLeod on the right block. That's the first one on Albers, and the 6th one against Marian here in the opening half. Albers goes to the bench, and Walter, the starter, comes back in. 8:54 to go here in the opening half. Taylor with the ball down 25-9 to number 16 Marian as Taylor goes for the season sweep of the Knights. Robinson handoff from Hageland. Has just 2 free throws tonight. Robinson drives, floater. No good as he went spilling down to the floor. Good job there by Kasunlal, but now he comes up limp, favoring that right leg. Stowers' circus layup, no good, but his legs were cut out from underneath him, and he'll go to the line twice on a really nifty move there by Wes Stowers. Second one on Taylor's Vincent Miranda. Second one for Taylor in the half as well. And with 8:40 to go here in the opening half, Kasunlaw really favoring that right knee as he will make his way to the end of the bench, still rubbing that right knee. He'll exit and be replaced by the newcomer, Samuel Guyman. Guyman walked onto the floor. Kasunlaw still trying to stretch out that right knee on the bench across from us. Now he'll lay down with the aid of a teammate. He is really, really laboring when he leaned down there. Taylor head athletic trainer Casey Hackman will go in and take a look at last year's Crossroads League Defensive Player of the Year. First free throw from Stowers, good. An 87% free throw shooter. He's got 9. That matches the entire output by Taylor here in this opening half. So actually not on Albers, the foul went against Langcable the last time down. Stowers makes both. He's got 10 first half points. He's outscored Taylor by himself, and Marian leads Taylor 27-9 in a key Crossroads League matchup for both teams. Taylor just 3 of 15 from the floor, 0 of 4 from outside the arc. Stowers guards Degenkolb up top for Marian. Baseline left drive, Degenkolb got into the air, throws one over 2 defenders that McLeod is able to haul in. He'll drive with the right hand on Walter, lost the dribble and got it back. His pass was tipped by Stowers and gathered in by Hubbard. 7 to shoot, Hubbard drives on the freshman Langcable, fade away from the right elbow is short, and there comes Stowers slashing in and getting the rebound for the Marian Knights. Stowers averages just 3 rebounds a game. He's already got a couple here in this opening half. He's already got 4. Stowers around a screen, fakes the drive, goes in. His shot thrown high off the glass, missed. Walter got it. Guyman gets the pass. His shot was recycled, but he was fouled on the take up. Stowers, the crafty senior, calls his teammates together. The foul is on Taylor's James McLeod, his first, Taylor's third. As they continue to stretch out Reginald Kasunlaw's right knee across from us, he does a couple push-ups for good measure. And we'll see if he can enter back in after this media timeout. 7:57 to go here in half number 1. It's all number 16 Marian right now. The Knights lead Taylor 27-9 here on the Trojan Sports Network.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
Since opening in the late 1980s, the Maddox Family Dental Center has been focusing on providing the highest quality dental care for their patients. Children to adults can receive a full-service treatment to meet their dental needs. The Maddox Family Dental Center has 2 locations in Hartford City and Dunkirk and always welcomes new patients. The Maddox Family Dental Center, a proud corporate partner of Taylor University Athletics.
The good news for Marian is that Kasunlaw, the starting center, back up near talking with his coaches at the beginning of the Marian bench, so it looks like whatever was going wrong with his right knee has now been fixed. Samuel Guyman to the line for 2 for the Knights. His first one rainbows long and bounces off. Taylor has struggled to shoot the ball in a terrible way right now. They're just 3 of 16 from the floor. That is a whopping 19%. Marian, meanwhile, they're 10 of 16 for 63%. Guyman's second free throw rainbows in. He knew it was going down before it even hit the net as he skips back to the other end. Taylor down by a game-high 19, 28-9, as Kasunlaw makes a long walk back to the scores table to re-enter the fun for Marian. Trojans from left to right. Crow open around a screen. His three-point try from the left arc is short once again, and it's rebounded by Stewart of Marian. Up the floor to Sterling Brown, who came in during the media timeout. Now out to Stowers. So they've got Guyman, Walter, Brown, Stowers, and Stewart, the 5 out there for Marian, leading by a game-high 19. 7.5 to go here in half 1. Hubbard went for the steal. Stowers snatched it away. And a good help defense there by Hegelin to deny Stowers an easy look at the rim. Brown drives with 8, out to Stewart for a left wing 3. Nope. Rebounded, tapped away by Hubbard and hauled in by Hegelin. Taylor the other way, near side. Degenkolb still looking for his first bucket of the night. Pitch out to Crow for an open look at 3. That one short. And rebounded by Sterling Brown of Marian down low. Back-to-back open looks from 3 from Crow, but good looks. Brown wants his third 3 of the night. That one is long from the right corner. And his first miss from 3, rebounded by Crow of Taylor. Near sideline, Robinson still looking for that first field goal. He's missed all 4 of his shots. A one-hand bouncer to the right block and Hagelin. Mismatch against a smaller Guyman. Out to Hubbard. Thought about a three before Brown closed on him tightly. Left sideline, Degenkolb against the shorter Stowers. Hagelin fakes the handoff. Still has yet to use his dribble against Guyman. Trying to bulldoze his way, and Hagelin fakes. Shimmy out, no look, and that one too far for Degenkolb. It goes out of bounds, and another turnover by the Trojans. That's their fifth. As Kasunlaw comes back in and replaces Guyman for Marian. Pena in for the Trojans, spelling Hagelin. 6:34 to go here in the opening half. Taylor has been unable to get a bucket when they need to, and they've been unable to get a stop against Marian tonight. The Knights 5 of 9 from three-point range. Taylor 0 of 6. And Taylor just 3 of 18 from the floor overall. Marian 10 of 18. Stowers fakes to his right, crossing over to his left. Floater's already got 10 points, and now they're going to call him for a charge. Degenkolb wisely went into the air because he was in that restricted area. He jumped into the air as Stowers collided with him. And the initial charge call is charge. And they're going to change it to a block. So move everybody back here. The basket was good, so that should count for Stowers and should be an and one. Now there's all types of confusion out here. They get Degenkolb for the foul. A block. And he made the basket, yeah, so they're going to be an and one here for Stowers. He's got 12 points. He's outscored Taylor by himself here in this opening half. Stowers with 4 made field goals, the Trojans with just 3. I thought they're going to get Degenkolb. He was in the air in the cylinder, which he's allowed to get that space as Stowers hits the third free throw. He's got 13 first-half points. A completely different script when Stowers is limited to just 4 of 18 shooting when these teams met back in November for just 8 points. He's got 13 here so far in the first half on 4 of 6 shooting. Robinson back to his right hand, near corner Degenkolb driving on Stowers. Bullies his way in. Kasunlaw tried to block it from behind. It danced off the rim. Hubbard couldn't tap it in, and Walter rips it out of traffic here for the Knights. Stowers and his Marian teammates clad in blue with white numbers trimmed in neon yellow, white letters as well. Taylor in the home white jerseys and shorts, purple numbers and letters trimmed in gold. Walter right side circle to the near side Stowers. His entry pass swatted out of there by Hubbard, saves it back in right to Kasunlaw. No look dish to the right block, and Walter lays it in for his first bucket. Hubbard tried to save it from the near sideline. It went right into the big fella Kasunlaw, and he did the rest with a no-look dish down to Walter. 33-9, the Taylor deficit, their biggest lead of the night. They have been absolutely unable to put anything in the hoop here. Robinson trying to change that, his three over the rim and everything else. Taylor 0 of 7 from downtown. Stowers got away with the travel, and then the whistle comes late as he tried to pitch it to the near side. He picked up the dribble, then took 2 steps before dishing it off to Brown. Vincent Miranda back in for Taylor as the Trojans look for any offense at all here in this opening half, as they trail right now by a game-high 24 points. Taylor has made just 3 field goals the entire first half. They're 3 of 19 for 16%. Marian a blistering 60% from the floor. They're 12 of 20 and 5 of 9 from behind the arc. Taylor has made as many free throws, 3 as field goals tonight. Degenkolb slips. Stowers guards him right block. Got into the paint to Degenkolb, goes up, throws it in off the high glass through 2 defenders. And if that's on Stowers, it's his second. No, it's on Kasunlaw. That's his second as well. So the second one, or first bucket for Degenkolb. That's the 7th foul overall against Marian here in the opening half, and Taylor finally breaks through and gets double digits up on the scoreboard. They trail 33-11 with the free throw coming from Degenkolb, which he hits. So the first points all night for Mason. He missed his first 2 shots from the field. Hits his third one, and Taylor trails by a 33-12 margin with less than 5 to go here in the opening half. Stowers back out near the timeline with his left palm to the sky, dribbling with that right hand, looking for the play call. He gets it. Kasunlaw high middle screen. Hubbard fights through. Stowers pivots out up top. Walter open off of a screen. His line drive 3 no good, but it's tapped out of bounds. No, that'll be the 3rd personal foul against Reginald Kasunlaw. That's the first wrong thing to go against Marian here tonight. That's the big man's 3rd personal foul. He is looking for help and an explanation from his coaching staff that's not going to come. As he walks to the end of the bench, he's replaced by number 12, Mark Albers, who did a good job of spelling Kasunlaw back in the opening half. That's also the 8th foul against Marian, and so a 1-and-1 here for Hubbard. And that bails the Trojans out as both Hubbard and Pena were going for it. The ball deflected off of them, but Kasunlaw fouled Hubbard, and now Jason's first free throw of the 1-and-1 is good. Jason, the top scorer for Taylor here in this opening half. He's got 5. And now with the big man Kasuno on the bench, saddled with those 3 personal fouls, we'll see how Taylor can close the final 4:35 of the opening half. Hubbard makes both freebies. He's got 6. And that provides a little bit of life back to the Taylor bench across from us. Marian ball from right to left in blue. They lead 33-14. They've led the entire way outside of trailing 2-0 to start. Brown outside to Stowers, back to Brown near side to the left corner and Albers. Pena guards him for Taylor in the man-to-man. Walter trying to back down Hagelin, goes up with a right-hand hook, is good. Cameron Walter, a crafty player down low. He comes in shooting 70% from the floor for Marian, and he'll try to stem the tide here with the big fella Kasunlo on the bench. That puts Marian back in front by 20+. They're up 21, 35-14. Degenkolb fakes a 3 around the Hagelin screen. Walter will defend him. Now Stowers comes back to help. Degenkolb drives. His shot blocked by Walter and gathered in by Hagelin of Taylor. Miranda driving with 10 to shoot, trying to get down the right side of the lane, back to his left, tucks it in, right-hand floater, good for a deuce. First bucket for Vincent Miranda in traffic. And the two teams trade buckets here. Taylor down 36-15 with 3:37 and counting here in half 1. Brown left side high. He's got 2 threes tonight. With Miranda guarding, now Brown puts on the deck, goes in, jump stop, lost it. Ball loose on the floor. Brown and Degenkolb dive for it. Now Brown near the timeline. He's tied up. It's a held ball. And the arrow not plugged in. But it should be it's our first held ball of the night. And so Taylor will get the ball because Marian got the ball off the jump tip. Robinson back in for Taylor, spelling Miranda. Trojans with the ball with 3:23 to go here in half number 1. They trail 35-16. They go from left to right in white. Kasunlo, last year's Crossroads League Defensive Player of the Year, on the bench right now for Marian. The 6'11 center out with 3 personal fouls. Robinson takes the screen. Hedge comes from Marian. Hagelin looks over defenders, whips one to the near corner that Hubbard rises and hauls in out of the air. And then they get Jason for a travel as he was pivoting against the smaller Christian Stewart on the near side corner. 6th first half turnover by Taylor, Marian with 4. The Knights have scored 5 points off the Taylor miscues. The Trojans have scored 2, and that was on the opening possession of the game for Marian as Hubbard stole the ball and went in for a layup. That was also Taylor's only lead of the night. They trail 35-16 here on defense. Marian shooting on the basket to our left. Stowers out near the volleyball line has a first half 13. Hubbard guarding him tightly in the man-to-man, goes under the screen, fights back around Walter. Here's Langcable, who came in during the timeout with 7 to shoot. Degenkolb marks him up. Stewart out near the volleyball line with 3 to shoot, with 2, with 1, up and under as he pump faking. Got Robinson into the air, and Stewart buries a long 3 as his feet were just behind the arc. A 3-ball for Christian Stewart, his first basket, and everything falling for Marian. They're 14 of 23 from the floor for over 60%. They're up by 22. Hagelin has it mid-post right, guarded by the smaller Walter. Hagelin slowly backing down left hand hook, no good, and they get Walter for the foul as he reached in. First one on Walter, the 9th one against Marian here in the opening half. So Jake to the line. First one from Hagelin, short. Sterling Brown back in for Marian, replacing Stewart. James McLeod returns for Taylor, replacing Hubbard. And the second one from Jake. Rolls in. Jake with 4 points, 2 coming from the line. And his senior classmate Evan Crow will spell him. 38-17, the Marian lead. They've led almost the entire way. They trailed 2-0, as we mentioned, off that opening possession that Hubbard stole and went in for a layup. They've led 3-2, 5-2, 5-4, 8-4, and then since then they turned the Jets on and have built almost a 30-point lead here in this opening half. Stowers has been the main thorn in Taylor's side with 13 first half points. Brown gets called for an offensive foul as he got into the body of Taylor's Mason Degenkolb and shoved off. First one on Brown. That's the 10th one against Marian here in half 1. So Henderson's already been out with 2 personal fouls. He's barely played here in this opening half. Kasunlal has got 3, no one else with more than 1, but that's 2 of the top 3 scorers for Marian on the bench right now in foul trouble. Degenkolb circling up top to the cutting Robinson. Looks back to his left, gets it to Pena, left block. Going against Walter. Pena spins, right hand flip shot is in for 2. First bucket for C.J. Pena, and Taylor down 38-19. 93 seconds remaining here in the opening half. Taylor really needs a good close to this opening stanza. Their offense has been ice cold, but they'll see if they can take advantage with Henderson and Kasunlo on the bench right now for the Knights. Stowers near sideline. McLeod now guards him. High right side, Langcable fakes to his left, goes to his right, outside to Brown with 2 threes tonight. That one will be short off the far side of the rim as he shot it from the right side corner. Brown, after making his first 2 threes, has missed his last 2. Almost a minute to go here in half one. Taylor with the ball down 38-19. Pena, 3-ball, no, from the left wing, it was short. CJ pulled those hands back as he met the apex of his shot, and it couldn't drop down. 54 seconds left to go before halftime. Stowers up top, trying to shimmy away from James McLeod of Taylor. Albers to the near sideline, Langcable. Now Stowers around the Albers screen. McLeod extends that right arm. Now Crow switches on a screen. And now Evan will guard Stowers. 2 seniors going at it. Stowers an up and under move. Right hand was halfway down and then just danced out. Stowers just his 3rd miss from the floor. He's 4 of 7. And the 2 clocks separated by 5 seconds. And Ryan Robinson will slow this down to a crawl. Taylor with the ball going from left to right. Their offense has been absent here in this opening half for most of the opening 20 minutes. And we'll see what they can do with almost the final possession. They trail 38-19. They could desperately need a bucket here. But the pass from Degenkolb from Robinson stolen by Brown. He slips, almost gave it back. Albers has it. Ball being poked at by Trojans. Albers with 5 with 4. Stowers a head fake and drive. He pulls up just shy of the free throw line. That one is off target, back on the back rim. Knocked out of bounds, and that is how the first half will come to a close. The Trojans don't even get an opportunity to get a bucket before the end of the first half. And the Trojans, offense dismal there in the opening 20 minutes. They shot just 24% from the floor. Marian 56% from the field. And they take a 38-19 lead to the locker room. We're back with the BSN Sports Halftime Report after this commercial break here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Greek's Pizzeria in Upland opened its doors in December of 2017. Over the years, there have been more than 140 Greeks opened across the country, with 24 Indiana locations. When it comes to pizza, Greeks offers customers the option to create their own pizza or to try one of Greek's specialized pizzas. Greeks uses fresh, homemade, hand-tossed dough, Greek's Italian sauce, select blended cheeses, gourmet toppings, and the same method of preparation since the first restaurant opened in 1969. The kitchen can also whip up a sandwich served on fresh French-style bread, or it can put that sandwich into a pizza shell wrap. Customers can also add breadsticks or French-style bread as a side item. Greeks also offers a selection of salads and assorted dressings as well. Greeks is located just off Main Street in Upland and is a proud supporter of Taylor University Athletics. Greek's Pizzeria. It's our taste. Join the Trojan Club today and support Taylor student athletes 12 months a year. The Trojan Club has 6 different levels of membership for you to choose from. You can join for as low as $100 all the way up to the athletic director level for $1,500. Each level receives premiums, complimentary season tickets, as well as gifts from the athletic department. Members also receive special recognition during halftime of the annual Silent Night game. In recent years, members have helped supply the funds for a sports information position, purchasing equipment for teams and the athletic training staff, and providing broadcasts of Trojan athletics, like the one you're enjoying right now. With the support of alumni and friends, the Taylor combination of spiritual growth, outstanding academics, and a highly competitive intercollegiate athletic program can continue. To join, call 765-998-5311 or log on to athletics.taylor.edu and search Trojan Club. The Trojan Club, supporting Taylor University's student athletes.
Play that old song! You really want her to play it. That's what's really going to open her. You gotta have the music that you listen to.
Greek's Pizzeria in Upland opened its doors in December of 2017. Over the years, there have been more than 140 Greeks opened across the country, with 24 Indiana locations. When it comes to pizza, Greeks offers customers the option to create their own pizza or to try one of Greek's specialized pizzas. Greeks uses fresh, homemade, hand-tossed dough, Greek's Italian sauce, select blended cheeses, gourmet toppings, and the same method of preparation since the first restaurant opened in 1969. The kitchen can also whip up a sandwich served on fresh French-style bread, or can put that sandwich into a pizza shell wrap. Customers can also add breadsticks or French-style bread as a side item. Greeks also offers a selection of salads and assorted dressings as well. Greeks is located just off Main Street in Upland and is a proud supporter of Taylor University athletics. Greek's Pizzeria, it's our taste.
Since opening in the late 1980s, the Maddox Family Dental Center has been focusing on providing the highest quality dental care for their patients. Children to adults can receive a full-service treatment to meet their dental needs. The Maddox Family Dental Center has 2 locations in Hartford City and Dunkirk and always welcomes new patients. The Maddox Family Dental Center, a proud corporate partner of Taylor University Athletics.
University campus store with their innovative textbook butler delivery service and name brand Taylor apparel and gifts supports the Trojans year-round. The campus store, powered by Tree of Life Books, is a proud corporate partner of TU Athletics. It's easy to find something to show off someone's TU pride with 2 campus locations, one in the Dome and one in the campus center near the food court. The store is also open 24/7 at TaylorCampusStore.com.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
This is the BSN Sports Halftime Report. Before we jump into the stats, we want to let you know that the Taylor baseball team is playing tonight. They're taking on number 6 St. Thomas down there in Miami Gardens, Florida. In the bottom of the 3rd inning, Taylor, after falling behind 3-0, they got 2 runs back in the top of the 2nd on a 2 RBI double, I believe, by Wyatt Whitman, if my memory serves right. They trail St. Thomas 3-2 down there in Miami Gardens. Back here, it's Taylor trailing number 16 Marian by a 38-19 margin here at the half. The Trojans led once. We had no ties, 1 lead change, and Marian took a 3-2 lead. They did not trail after that. They led by as many as 24 back there in the opening half. They were led by their do-everything player. Their second leading scorer, Wes Stowers, had 13 first-half points on 4 of 8 shooting. He was 2 of 3 from behind the arc and 3 of 3 from the line. He had 5 rebounds and dished out 2 assists. Earlier this season, became both the all-time leading scorer and all-time assist man in Marian history. He came in 45 steals away from getting the steals record. So he's got some time to get that record as well. TJ Henderson played just 4 minutes in that opening half. He is Marian's leading scorer. The IUPUI transfer picked up 2 quick personal fouls, made just 1 bucket, a 3-pointer, for his only scoring of the opening half. The other player that got into foul trouble was their second leading scorer, Reginald Kasunlaw, last year's Crossroads League Defensive Player of the Year and an All-Crossroads League second-team selection. He picked up his 3rd personal foul, played just over 11 minutes. He had 4 points on 2 of 4 shooting, 2 rebounds, and a block for the guy that should become, he came in 12 blocks away for the career blocks record. So by the end of the year, Reginald Kasunlaw of Jacksonville, Florida, should be the all-time blocks leader in Marian history. Other players that chipped into the first half for Marian, Sterling Brown had 6 on 2 3-point baskets. Mark Albers had 2 points on his only shot. Cameron Walter chipped in 4. Hayden Langcable with 2, and Christian Stewart with 3 on a 3-point basket. After combining for 43 points in the win over Grace on Saturday, Ryan Robinson and Mason Degenkolb combined for just 5 points in the opening half. They went just 1 of 9 from the floor and 0 of 2 from 3, as Ryan was 0 of 5 from the field, 0 of 2 from behind the arc. His only 2 points came on 2 free throws. He had just 1 assist and 4 turnovers in the opening half. Degenkolb with 3, Miranda with 2. Jason Hubbard was the Trojans' leading scorer in the opening 20 minutes with 6 points. Jake Hagelin had 4, and C.J. Pena chipped in 2. The Trojans were just 6 of 25 from the field in the first half for 24%. Marian countered with 54% from the floor shooting. They were 14 of 26 and 6 of 12 from behind the arc. Taylor was 0 of 8 from downtown. So the Taylor needs to get their offense going here in the second half, but they also need to slow down the potent Marian offense, which comes in averaging 92 points per game. And the Trojans held them, actually, ironically enough, even for all the scoring Marian did in the first half, they were still held 6 points below their first half average. The Trojans, though, held almost 20 points below their first half average on the season. This has been the BSN Sports Halftime Report. When we come back, we'll have the second half of action here from Odell Arena in Upland, Indiana. At the break, it's number 16 Marian leading Taylor 38-19 here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Play that old song. You really want her to play it. That's what's really going to evoke the memory. You got to have the music that you listeners listen to.
Other scores from around the Crossroads League as we get ready to start play. St. Francis leads Huntington by 1 on the road, 41-40. Number 1, Indiana Wesleyan leads Mount Vernon Nazarene, who's 5th ranked in the country. That's going across the county at Lucky Arena tonight at IWU. Wildcats up 46-43, and Spring Arbor leads Grace 38-36. All those scores at half. Playing tomorrow, Goshen and Bethel. In Goshen as part of a doubleheader. Marian with the ball in the start the second half off. They lead 38-19. Starters back out there for both teams: Henderson, Stowers, Kasoon, Brown, and Walter. For Marian, will set Taylor's 5 when they get the ball. Walter backing down. McLeod going in. Right-hand hook was missed. And they'll say McLeod reached over and got the elbow of Walter. The Taylor fans across from us disagree. That's the second one on McLeod. Taylor committed just 4 fouls in the opening half. And Walter will go to the line for 2 here. He had 4 first-half points. He comes in shooting 70% from the floor, and he straight lines a free throw in. Walter, did not play the first time these two teams met. Got hurt just 9 minutes into that contest back in Indy in November. Second one, another line drive try from the UMass Lowell transfer goes in. 7 points for Walter, or 6, excuse me. And 2 points on the opening possession for Marian. They lead 40-19. We'll see what Taylor has up their sleeve on their first crack of the basket. They go from right to left and white. They've got Mason Degenkolb, Ryan Robinson, who handles the ball here, Jason Hubbard, James McLeod, and Jake Hagelin. So their starting 5 counters the Marian starting 5. Degenkolb drives and kicks. Left corner jumper, McLeod long. There's Hubbard mangling in, and he lays it in and gets a foul on Sterling Brown. That's his second. That's just sheer athleticism and length from the young man with a 7-foot wingspan and last year's Ohio State High School's high jump champion. 8 points for Hubbard. And now a chance at the and one to make it an 18-point Taylor deficit. Yep. And Hubbard with 9. With their top two scorers, Robinson and Degenkolb, limited to just 5 in the opening half. Hubbard has got 9 here as we start the second half of play. We'll see if Robinson and Degenkolb can help out the freshman. He guards Stowers, who gets away on a backdoor cut as Hubbard bit hard, and Stowers easily lays it in on a bounce pass assist from Kasunlaw. Stowers with 15 points, and Taylor down by 19 once again, 42-23. Just underway here in this second half. Trojans from right to left in white, purple numbers, purple letters trimmed in gold. Degenkolb guarded by Stowers. Kasunlaw comes to help. Degenkolb jump stop, got in, and a held ball will stay here with Taylor as Degenkolb was looking for a reach-in foul on either Stowers, Brown, or Walter, who is in there as well. But the possession error keeps it here with the Trojans with 14 to shoot. McLeod hands it off back to Robinson, who dealt it in, wheeling around, got into the paint, out to Hubbard. A contested 3 over Brown is no good. Walter there for the miss for the Trojans. For Marian, Taylor 0 of 9 from three-point range. Henderson tried to take Robinson to the rack. Robinson cut him off. Left side, Kasunlaw inside the arc. 15-foot jump shot is an air ball. McLeod has it, and then Walter held on to McLeod's hand and spun him around like they were doing a hoedown. Second one on Walter, and the second one against Marian here in this half. So now Walter, Brown with 2 personal fouls. Henderson's got 2 personal fouls, and Kasunlaw's got 3. Henderson and Kasunlaw's fouls came in the opening half. The most recent fouls against the first 2 players we mentioned, Brown and Walter. So we'll see if Taylor can get some more Marian players in foul trouble. They need to start putting some balls in the hoop. They made just 7 field goals tonight and trail 42-22 here. Robinson trying to shake away from Henderson. Nice find to the weak side, and McLeod banks it in as Robinson threaded it on through. Taylor up 42-24. Or down 42-24, excuse me. 17:45 remaining in half 2. Henderson pitches outside to Stowers, now between the circles to Brown with Robinson defending him. Ryan's got some tape on the 2 of his fingers on his left hand. A high pass to the baseline right. Kasunlaw hauls it in. Fakes a pass, floats it cross court to Brown in front of the Marian bench. McLeod and Walter tangled up. They're both tied up. McLeod's got his arm still tied there. Walter trying to shake it away, and now they're going to get James McLeod now to matching technical fouls between Walter and McLeod. The initial foul will come against McLeod, and Kasunlaw, who had to be calmed down by Stowers in the opening half with frustration, now is the one calming Walter down on the near sideline, who is really hot down below us. The 2 guys were jousting for position on the mid-post left. McLeod got his arm hooked in there with Walter, and then they just started dancing around and shoving each other around, and matching technicals come from both. So the third one will come against James McLeod, and now the matching technicals will give James with 4 personal fouls as well. So here we go.
First is a regular personal foul on number 31, James McLeod, his 3rd, the team's 2nd. The other 2 fouls are a double technical foul. First for Marian on number 21, Cameron Walter, that's his 3rd personal and the team's 3rd. The other technicals on Taylor's 31, James McLeod, his 4th, the team's 3rd.
So matching technical fouls give McLeod 4 personal fouls. He's going to have to go to the bench with 17:28 remaining in the second half. Walter's got 3 personal fouls now with the technical issue to him. The shot clock says 3. One of our officials, the one who called the matching technicals, comes in, and the shot clock will remain at 3. 42-24, the lead for Marian here, just underway, just a little 2 minutes and 32 seconds in to this second half. Marian head coach Scott Heddy arguing that it shouldn't be 3 seconds on the shot clock, and it'll reset to 20 on the off-ball foul that was initialed against McLeod, and then the extracurricular started. Inbounds pass Stowers to Henderson, who tiptoes the baseline or sideline in front of his own bench. Marian keeps it in. Stowers fires from 3, rattles halfway down and out, and Crow is there for the rebound. Stowers now 2 of 4 from long range. Degenkolb transition 3, and he hits it in front of his own bench. First made 3 of the night for the Trojans. They missed their first 9. Degenkolb cashes in. He's got 6, and Taylor trails 42-27, 3 minutes into half number 2. Marian from left to right in blue. They're the newly minted 16th ranked team in the country. Henderson to the baseline left, jump stops and sends it outside to Stowers. Hubbard trails every step. Brown the handoff, got to the free throw line. Robinson defending. Henderson top, a 3 over Degenkolb, off balance, and he switched it. reminiscent of the three-point shot that he made off of one leg to tie the game on Saturday at Indiana Wesleyan. This time it was from straight on instead of from the right side of the floor. Second triple for Henderson. He's got 6. A lazy pass by Robinson, intercepted by Brown. He goes up. Shot was challenged by Hubbard, and he fouled him as Brown went to the reverse layup. First one on Hubbard. The fourth one against Taylor here in the half, with Taylor down 45-27, just underway in half two. As Jonathan Nwako, almost ready to check in, almost sat down on Vincent Miranda at the scores table. Brown to the line, first trip for him tonight. He has not missed a free throw this season, and that will continue as he makes the first. Nwako in for Marian, replacing Gasunlal. Nwako, 6'10", from the Bronx, New York. Transferred in from Kent State University, also spent time at the College of Southern Idaho, Virginia Commonwealth University, and he prepped at Victory Prep High School. Hubbard has a cut, and here comes the cut man, athletic trainer Casey Hackman. There'll be a cut on the left knee of Hubbard. Hackman goes to work quickly. They wipe off the blood on the shin, and we are ready to go. Quick work like a cut man in the corner of a boxing match is Casey Hackman. There's a little debris on the floor. It is picked up and discarded. And now Brown will get ready for his second free throw. He's 15 of 15 this season after making the first, and the second one rainbows in perfectly. Brown, an 80% free throw shooter a year ago, the sophomore, has got 8 points. Those are those 2 free throws, his first scoring of the second half. And Taylor down by 20, 47-27. Henderson taps a pass intended for Miranda away along the near sideline. It'll stay here with Taylor. The Trojans have trailed by as many as 24. That came back in the opening half. And they trail by 20 here. Degenkolb right side high. Stowers defends. Degenkolb drives left hand, goes in. Stowers ripped it away clean. And here comes Brown running the break for Marian. A transition 3 from the high right side. Nope, tapped away. Nwako gets it and lays it in as he beat everyone else down the floor in white. And Nwako, his first bucket. And Brown has now missed 3 straight threes, but Taylor finds themselves down by 22, 49-27. And not a good start to this second half for the Trojans. Still plenty of time left, but they have got to get buckets in a hurry. Nice pass, Degenkolb Hegeland, and then TJ Henderson, the senior transfer from IUPUI, picks up a terrible foul for Marian. It's his third, and we'll see what head coach Scott Heddy wants to do. He's already got Gasunlal on the bench with 3 personals. Henderson has got 3 as well. We'll have the Hegeland chance for an and one when we come back from this media timeout. 15:51 remaining in regulation. It's all Marian right now, the 16th ranked team in the land. Leads Taylor by 20, 49-29 here on the Trojan Sports Network.
It's true. Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than thinking about retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, we agree, and we'd like to help. Your local Edward Jones financial advisors, Ryan Jones, Mark Sieglin, and Rob Sisson, can help you get started today. They are proud corporate partners of Taylor University Athletics. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965, when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
So TJ Henderson remains in there for Marian after he picked up his 3rd personal foul just before the media timeout. Hegeland made the bucket. He'll go to the line looking for his 3rd made free throw of the night. And he switches it home. Jake with 7 will get his first breather of the second half. And CJ Pena comes in, to spell him. Taylor down 19, 49-30. Just past 4 minutes gone here in half number 2. It's Stowers, Walter, Henderson, Brown, and Nwako. Stowers high left side around the high middle and Nwako screen. Pena comes to help out guarding Stowers before Hubbard can get back there and help. And Wacko, a weight mismatch against Pena, trying to bully his way in, goes in twice, goes in over traffic, no good, and CJ rips down the miss for Taylor. Good job by CJ to body up the stronger Nwanko. Miranda came in during the timeout, jets one to the near side, and Crow, who now gives off to the near sideline, and Hubbard. Brown almost took it away from the freshman Hubbard. Around a Pena screen, pass tapped by Henderson and hauled in by Miranda of Taylor. Degenkolb around the Pena screen, got to the top, threads one through to the left corner, and Miranda's three is good over TJ Henderson. Second made triple for the Trojans, first one by Miranda, and Taylor down 16, 49-33. Just past 5 minutes gone here in the half number 2, but Stowers cans a straightaway three as Hubbard tried to come to the near side and help. Third made three by Stowers tonight. He's 3 of 5. He's got 18 points to lead the game. And Taylor back down 52-33. They have not been able to get stops in the second half when they've got their offense going a little bit. Miranda around a screen, back to the screener. Pena over the defender, triples an air ball. It grazes the bottom of the net, and Stowers has it. He'll race up the near side, step on the brakes. Now he finds the opening. TJ Henderson for his third three. That one's long. Hits the floor right in front of Hubbard, and Taylor is off to the races. Degenkolb attacks right to the rim. Left-handed layup is good as Mason goes from end to end. 52-35, the Marian advantage. As Kasunlal, along with Langcable, over way to the scores table. Kasunlal sharing a chat with Robinson, both smiling. Maybe they're talking about their favorite Ivanhoe's shake flavors. Henderson got to the paint, out to the right elbow. Brown hits the brakes hard and is able to deal it outside to the far sideline. Stowers around the Nwanko screen. Pena comes to help. Near side to Brown. Walter got away from Degenkolb, who lays it in over Hubbard. Walter with 8 points, 4 here in the second half. Hubbard didn't want to pick up his second personal foul. And Taylor back down by 19, 54-35. 6.5 minutes into the second half. Taylor from right to left and white. Degenkolb a head fake, draws two defenders. Pena pops far side. Fakes and drives to the left hand, got in, spinning away, bank shot good. CJ got away with a little bit of a clearance with that off arm, and that'll force a Marian timeout. Taylor down by 17. Full timeout for the Knights, their first timeout of the evening. 13:24 left to go in this one. It's number 16 Marian with 54. Taylor with 37 here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Your heart, well, your heart is everything to you and your body, and its favorite place to be is home. Marian General Hospital has been named a nationally accredited chest pain center, which is the highest accomplishment in cardiovascular care. We are proud to provide our community with a team of cardiac experts throughout MGH. From our ambulance and emergency room to our cardiovascular departments in partnership with our experienced local cardiologists and interventional cardiologists from St. Vincent's Medical Group. The same level of cardiovascular expertise in bigger cities at larger hospitals is available right here. Everyone has their expertise. At MGH, our expertise is your heart, bringing the best in the nation home to you. Your heart is in the right place at MGH.
Couple guys come in here for Marian. They are Hayden Langcable, as we mentioned, who won a 1A state title last year at Morristown. He was a scorer in bunches, or as the kids say these days, a walking bucket. He and Reginald Kasunlal re-enter, or come in for Marian. Henderson, Sterling Brown, or Henderson, Walter, and Stowers remain. Here's Kasunlal against the smaller Pena. Degenkolb comes to help, and as he tried to deflect the pass, Mason gets called for the reach-in. First one on the former All-American Mason Degenkolb. His first and the team's fifth. 13:09 to go second half. Taylor shooting above 30% here for the game. They've shot much better here in the second half. The problem, though, they've been unable to get stops. They trimmed the deficit as low as 15. They trail by 17 right now. They've trailed by as many as 24. That was back in the opening half. Stowers, shifty. Kasunlal thought about his first three. Walter goes in, tried to bully it away from Crow. He got it back, missed it. But it looks like they'll get Miranda for the reach-in. The Taylor fans down below us looking for a traveling violation. That will not come. And that's the third one against Taylor's Vincent Miranda. He's got 3. His classmate James McLeod has got 4 after picking up the double technical foul. And after Taylor had just 4 fouls in the opening half, they've committed 6. Just a little over 7 minutes into half 2. Walter will straight line this one off the front rim. Stowers will get a breather. First time we get to see Christian Stewart from Marian here in the second half. He's the 6-foot sophomore out of Indianapolis and Ron Colley High School. Stewart's lost. It looks like he's lost a little bit of weight from when we saw him a year ago. A slim 170. Walter straight line attempt. This one sneaks over the front of the rim. And Cameron Walter with 9 on his third made free throw. Taylor down by 18, 55-37. Just past 7 minutes gone here in half number 2. Left side circle Pena, out to the near sideline Miranda, who stays with the freshman Langcable guarding him. Crow between the circles. Walter gave him space. Now Kasunlal switches on a screen. Near side corner, the pass goes to Miranda. Behind the back dribble to his left hand, spinning in, trying to go up and under. Langcable cuts him off. Bounce pass to the volleyball line, and Robinson with 5 to shoot. Around a screen, pass was tipped in the air by Henderson of Marian. Here come the Knights running the other way. Degenkolb back. Stewart goes in, throws it in off the high glass as he was planted under the rim. The foul on Degenkolb will be his second, and Taylor finds themselves back down by 20. And a nice up and under move, on a nice move there by Stewart as he took the contact. As he was going down, he flipped it in off the high glass from his hip. 5 for Stewart, second foul against Degenkolb, the 7th one against the Trojans, and that puts Marian in the 1-and-1 penalty with 12:22 remaining in the second half. Stewart's first free throw attempt of the night hits the front rim, glass, front rim, and in. So 6 for Stewart on the three-point play, and Taylor down by 21. With about 12 minutes remaining here in the second half. Marian shooting at still 54% from the field. They've cooled off from 3, but Taylor's offense has been non-existent here tonight. Degenkolb drives, Stewart knocked out of his hands. Here's Henderson galloping forward for Marian. He goes in, and they'll get a held ball as Miranda stuck that hand in there. A risky move by Miranda playing with those 3 personal fouls, but the crafty sophomore gets the better of the senior Henderson at this play. And the ball goes out of bounds on the alternating stays with Marian, I should say, on the alternating possession. And Stewart will deal it in. Hubbard comes back in for the Trojans, replacing Degenkolb. 23 to shoot for Marian. Langcable around the Kasunlal screen that Robinson fights through. 58-37, the lead for the Knights with 11:54 remaining here in the second half. Stewart, a 3-point play the last time down. Langcable far sideline, looking Kasunlal's way, gives it to a mid-post left. He'll try to back down Pena. Hubbard comes to help, dish out to Henderson. Thought about a catch and shoot 3, dribbles to his left, off balance 3 is short, and Miranda springs into the air for the rebound. Up the middle of the floor, left-hand dribble, trailing to the paling to the tripping Pena, who tried to bank it in. It was too strong. Tapped into the air. Miranda saves it in the far sideline to Crow. Down low to Pena, who lost it, who lays it in, and he gets the 4th foul on Reginald Kasunlal, who can't believe it. His arm is extended, saying that he slapped the glass or something. But Kasunlal just picked up his 4th foul, and there's 11:26 to go in the game. And if Taylor can start making shots, this could be a game-changing moment in the favor of the Trojans, but they need to get the offense clicking here in the worst way possible. So Kasunlal, who had 4 fouls and was plagued by foul trouble when these teams met back in November. CJ's free throw short. Hubbard taps into the air, tapped to the near side. Henderson will save it, and now he'll gallop forward. Pena trying to cut him off, trying to crossing over. Henderson does, floater over Crow, bank strong, and there's a clean rebound down by Jason Hubbard. A 58-39 Taylor deficit. Robinson looking for that first field goal. His 3-point try long off the back rim. Ryan 0 of 6 from the floor and 0 of 3 from 3-point range. Just 2 points for the deadly Ryan Robinson on 2 first-half free throws. 11 minutes remaining here in half number 2. Kasunlal on the bench with the 4 personal fouls as he slugs some water at the end. Langcable spins on Hubbard, goes up, throws one prayer, no good. Tapped around multiple times, and that one goes off of Walter of Marian as that ball pinballed around between Hubbard, Pena, and Walter. Kasunlal not happy as he yells something at the officials and comes back and takes a seat on the bench and wipes some sweat off of his face. Trying to be calmed down by their new director of basketball operations, the former Goshen point guard and Indianapolis native Devin Heath Granger, who has a fantastic tie clip on tonight, by the way. 58-39, the Taylor deficit. Crow drives with no rim protector there. Fadeaway jump shot, rainbows in over the defender, and Taylor to within 17. 10:34 to go, second half, and Scott Hetty comes out and he gives Mark Albers an earful, pointing with that right index finger in frustration to his backup postman Albers. Full timeout taken by the Trojans. 10:34 to go, second half, and Taylor to within 17 here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Greek's Pizzeria in Upland opened its doors in December of 2017. Over the years, there have been more than 140 Greeks opened across the country, with 24 Indiana locations. When it comes to pizza, Greeks offers customers the option to create their own pizza or to try one of Greeks' specialized pizzas. Greeks uses fresh, homemade, hand-tossed dough, Greeks' Italian sauce, select blended cheeses, gourmet toppings, and the same method of preparation since the first restaurant opened in 1969. The kitchen can also whip up a sandwich served on fresh French-style bread, or it can put that sandwich into a pizza shell wrap. Customers can also add breadsticks or French-style bread as a side item. Greeks also offers a selection of salads and assorted dressings as well. Greeks is located just off Main Street in Upland and is a proud supporter of Taylor University Athletics. Greeks Pizzeria, it's our taste.
First time all night, Marian's shooting percentage has dipped below 40. They're at 49% right now. In the second half, they are just 6 of 15. After they shot the nets off in the opening half, 54%. Stowers back in for the Knights of Marian. He's out there with Albers, Langcable, Walter, and Stewart. Stewart on the near side. Taylor down by 17. They trailed by as many as 24. That was back in the opening half. They've trailed by as many as 20. 21 or 22 here in the second half. Pena comes in, and he knifes away, and he and Robinson are off. Pena up to Robinson, who right-hand a finger roll home, and Ryan's first field goal comes with almost 10 minutes remaining here in the second half, but the Trojans down to within 15. Closest they've been here in the second half. And Kasunlaw, last year's Crossroads League Defensive Player of the Year, on the bench with 4 personal fouls. 2 subs wait to come in for Marian at the next dead ball. Pena trying to make Stowers turn it over. He whips it back to the far side, and Stewart driving in, tied up by Hubbard. Travel against Stewart, as both Hubbard and Pena flying over the floor for the Trojans defensively. Last time down it was Pena causing the steal. This time it's Hubbard forcing a walk. Langcable exits along with Stewart for Marian. TJ Henderson along with Sterling Brown return here for the Knights. 9:35 to go second half. Taylor with the ball down by 15. It's the closest they've been here in this second half. Crow rips and drives, baseline left, stops at the block. Up top to Miranda, 3-ball over Stowers, long, tracked by Hubbard, who will just tap it into his air, but he can't get it in. Still pinned ball around, there's Crow, who lays it in! Nice job by Evan Crow, a nose for the ball by the senior. And Taylor to the closest they've been in the second half. They're trailing by 13 with 9:05 remaining here in half 2. As that brings life back to Odell Arena. Pena taps the ball away from Walter. Brown got it back in far sideline. Here's Henderson. Miranda defends. Walter with a screen. Pena comes to help. Far side Brown driving. Got to the free throw line. Off balance jump shot. No. And Miranda's got another rebound. Taylor with the ball down by 13. Miranda high right side measuring, and he'll give it off to Robinson. A 3-ball in front of his own bench is short. It'll bounce out to the Schoolers across from us and go out of bounds. Ryan with just 1 field goal on the entire night. He's 1 of 8 and now 0 of 4 from downtown. If he hits that 3, it makes it a 10-point game with 8:35 remaining in the second half, and you would think Scott Heddy, the head coach of Marian, might have to use another timeout. Brown holds in front of his head coach across from us. He played for Heddy at Carmel High School. Albers up top. Near side of the floor, Henderson. To the near sideline, Stowers. Head fake. Got Hubbard in the air, but couldn't drive all the way to the hoop. 7 to shoot. Out to Brown, who's got long range. He'll fire from 25 feet and rainbow in a perfect 3-point basket. Brown had missed 3 threes in a row. He hits his 6th try. He's 3 of 6. And Brown has got 11 points, second Marian player in double figures. Trojans back down, 61-45. Pena wants to answer with a 3, and he hits it in front of his own bench. So CJ had missed 2 threes. He hits 1 here. And now the Trojans battling back, still down 13. 7:45 to go. Stowers almost got away from Hubbard, who bumped him. Second one on Jason, the 8th one against Taylor in the half, and so Stowers will have a 1-and-1. Mason Degenkolb, Jake Hagel in return for Taylor, replacing Pena and Miranda. CJ Pena has played really, really well here over the stretch, having to pick up a lot of the load with McLeod on the bench with the 4 personal fouls. Stowers to the line for a 1-and-1, an excellent free throw shooter at 87%, and he makes the first one. 19 for Stowers after being limited to just 10 points in the loss at Iwu on Saturday, where he was just 4 of 12. He's 6 of 11 tonight with 6 rebounds and 3 assists. The 6 rebounds as he makes the second free throw ties a season high. He's got 20, does Stowers, 2 over his season average of 18. And Taylor back down by 15, 63-48. Closest they've been here in the second half is 13. 7:35 to go second half. Robinson around a double screen. Henderson trails. Between the circles to Crow. Over the shorter Albers. 3 ball rattles in Evan Crow. Crow missed 3 in a row. Hits his 4th. He's got 5. And that's the Trojans' 4th made 3-point basket of the night. And they trail by 12. The closest they've been here in this second half with 7 minutes remaining, half number 2. As Kasunlaw waits at the scores table for Marian. Far sideline for Stowers. Left side of the floor, mid-post left Walter. Turnaround hook shot long and dances off the rim as it looked like it might bounce in for Walter. Rebounded by Taylor's Ryan Robinson. He's been quiet tonight. Drives on Henderson. He'll deal off to Crow. Left side circles now. Albers right in his grill after Crow put a 3 in his eye the last time down. A shimmy shake, and there's the foul against Mark Albers, his first. And the 6th one against Marian in the half. Here comes Kasunlaw back in with 6:53 remaining here in the second half. He's playing with 4 personal fouls. We'll see how quickly Taylor wants to either drive into the lane or give the ball to Hegeland and try to let him go to work against Kasunlaw. But he is the top shot blocker, or one of the top shot blockers in the country, so you have to go with very measured drives. Degenkolb will drive. He misses a right-hand shot, and Stowers pulls down his now season-high 7th rebound. One off of his career high of 8. Hubbard will guard him, high left side. Taylor down by 12. Stowers drives, pitches outside to Brown, looking for his 4th 3-ball. That one long, and Hubbard's the only one there for the rebound for Taylor. Stowers 3 of 7. Here's Degenkolb, a 3. Rattles it in front of his own bench. And for the first time since the opening half, Taylor is down by single digits. Degenkolb rattles in a 3. That ball rattled so hard, we heard it up here in the rafters. 6:24 to go second half, and Taylor has found some life and a shooting touch. Full timeout, Taylor. They trail by 9, 63-54, here on the Trojans Sports Network.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965, when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
The script has almost been completely flipped on its ear here in the second half. Taylor shot 24% from the floor in the first half. They're at 61% right now at 14 of 23. Marian, meanwhile, shooting just 37%. And after they went 6 of 12 from 3 in the opening half, the Knights just 3 of 8. Taylor, 5 of 11 from downtown. A 3-ball from Degenkolb, and the Taylor full timeout. Taylor to within 9, the closest they've been since the opening half. Kasunlaw mid-post right against Hegeland, and they get Jake for reaching his knee up. Jake confused by it, saying he didn't lift his knee up. That's the first one on Jake. And the 9th one against Taylor was 6:09 remaining in the second half. So a 1-and-1 here for Reginald Kasunlaw, and great free throw shooter at 88%. Last year an 84% free throw shooter. The big man will roll in the first one. First points of the second half for Kasunlaw, the transfer from Northwestern State University. Puts Taylor back down by 10, trying to make it an 11-point Marian lead. Made the first, misses the second short, and Degenkolb, and Crow are the only two there for TU. Mason's second rebound, of the night. Taylor with the ball down 10, less than 6 to go here second half. Stowers guards Degenkolb high right side. Left-hand drive, Degenkolb kicks to the corner. Crow to make it a 7-point deficit, and Evan cans a 3-point left three-ball corner. 8 for Evan, and Taylor down by 7, 64-57, with 5:42 to go second half. And we'll see if Taylor can get a defensive stop here. Stowers trying to answer with a 3 of his own, and he gets it as Miranda went under a screen. Back-to-back made threes for Stowers. He's got 4 of 6 from deep tonight for 23 points. And that puts Taylor back down by 10. They have not had an answer for Stowers all night. 5:23 remaining in regulation. Crow turns and faces the basket. Left-hand drive goes right by Walter, but his right-hand layup from the left side of the glass just danced off. Here comes Stowers accelerating. Had Degenkolb on his heels. Brown will drive. Kosunlaw's first 3 try of the night. Short rim, and he claps his hands in frustration. Robinson with the rebound. 5:04 to go in regulation. Taylor down by 10, 64-54, or 67-57, excuse me. Right sideline, Degenkolb driving on Stowers, got into Stowers' body, who bumped him. Second one on Stowers, 7th one against Marian. Now Taylor will move to the 1-and-1 penalty. Stowers, a 5'10 senior guard from Indianapolis and North Central High School. His older brother, Greg, I believe, was the senior class president his senior year there. First one from Degenkolb, good. I went to high school with Wes's older brother, Greg. 12 points for Degenkolb, 2 of 2, and now 3 of 3. 13 points for him, and Taylor to within 8. Closest they've been all night, 4:52 remaining, half 2. Marian from left to right in blue. Right elbow, Walter, Crow guards him. Henderson around his screen, almost slipped. Degenkolb got there, Henderson spins, left-hand shot is beautifully thrown in by TJ Henderson. That guy is a bull in a china shop at 6'1", 185. He spins away from the smaller Degenkolb and puts Taylor back down by 10. 4:30 remaining here in the second half. Taylor's offense has picked up here in the last few moments. They have not been able to get defensive stops when they need it. Crow denied a step-back 3 from Walter. Out to the volleyball line. Right side pass goes to Robinson. 13 to shoot, driving. Kicks out Degenkolb, thought about a 3. Contested one over Stowers. Back rim, no. Hits the floor, and it's Hegelin the rebound for Taylor. 4:10 to go second half. Taylor with the ball down by 10. Kosunlaw comes to trap Degenkolb. They couldn't get it down low to Hegelin. Robinson, 3! Bang from the near sideline. Ryan Robinson, first triple, draws Taylor to within 7. Ryan is now 2 of 9 from the floor, but a clutch 3 from the junior point guard. Timeout on the floor. It will be a 30-second timeout by somebody. We'll figure it out when we come back. 4:02 to go second half. Good one brewing from Odell. 7-point Marian lead.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
Greg Stowers now following me. Thanks, Greg. Hope you're doing well, bud. 4:02 to go second half. First 3 made basket by Ryan Robinson tonight. Draws Taylor to within 7. Henderson, Stowers, Kosunlaw, Walter, and Brown, the starting 5 out there right now for Marian. They lead by 7. They led by as many as 24. And they go to the mid-post left in Kosunlaw. Height advantage against a 6'7 Hegelin. Kosunlaw shimmies, scoops, right-hand skate will just dance off on a good-looking take there from Kosunlaw. And if Taylor can get a bucket here, Odell Arena is going to really come to life. Robinson cooking, Henderson skating. Far sideline, Degenkolb. The Trojans attack the basket to our right. Less than 3.5 to go. Robinson's 3 try is short. Far sideline, Degenkolb will gather it in for Taylor as he directs traffic from that right corner. Tiptoes that far sideline does Mason. 3:15 remaining in the second half. He goes to the baseline right underneath the hoops, circling. Up top, Crow, a 3-ball on the way, and good for Evan Crow. He's made 3 threes in a row. Crow with 11, and Taylor to within 4. Down 69-65 with less than 3 to go in the second half. Here's Stowers, he's been on fire all night. Floater, dances around, no, and Hegelin able to muscle it away from Kosunlaw. Taylor with the ball, right side. Degenkolb behind the back dribble, lost it, loose on the floor. Henderson gets it and was able to call a timeout. It's a held ball. Henderson spun over to his back and looked like he got the timeout in time, but a held ball will keep it here with the Trojans as Degenkolb tried to shake away from Stowers. It'll stay here with Taylor with 2:41 to go in the second half. And the Marian lead, which was once as big as 24 in the first half, is now down to 4 right now. Christian Stewart to the scorers table for Marian. Who will he come in to replace? It will be Walter. So essentially, it will be a 4-guard lineup here for Marian. Henderson, Stowers, Brown, and Stewart, who just came in. Kasunlaw, the only front court player. Brown taps out of bounds as Robinson trying to get it into Crow. 2:41 to go, second half. Taylor has outscored Marian by 5 here in the second half, 46-31. After scoring just 19 points in that opening half, Taylor has found their offense here. And now time is called. They will go over. I think they should take at least 1 second off the clock since Brown did deflect it out. So I think it should be 2:40 and 21 seconds to shoot. Nope, it'll just be 21 seconds to shoot. Still 2:41 left on the game clock. Hubbard will get it in out near the volleyball line, right side of Robinson, back to Crow. He's made 3 straight threes. Trying to get space on Brown, who won't go in. Crow falls over and gets the ball away to Robinson before he traveled. Henderson guards Robinson. Right side screen by Hegelin. Robinson up top. Over Henderson, 3 ball. That one long. Kasunlaw got it. And they're going to call Christian Stewart for an off-ball foul, and Hubbard's going to go to the line for a 1-and-1. I was tracking the ball, so I didn't see what Stewart did. He disagreed with it. And that's the 8th one against Marian, and Hubbard will go to the line for a 1-and-1. Just to make it a 1-possession game. Jason, a 1-and-1 try here. He's been really good tonight. First one for the young fella. Yep. 10 for Hubbard. Taylor to within 3. So Stewart exits with 2 fouls. Cameron Walter back in for Marian. He's got 3 in the technical. Just to make it a 2-point game, the closest Taylor has been since the opening half. Got them both. 11 for Hubbard, 5 of 5 from the line, and now, after it looked like Marian might run away and hide, a ball game's broken out. Odell Arena, the loudest it's been all night. 2:21 to go second half. Marian with the ball, trailing by 2, 69-67. The chant is defense from the Taylor students. Henderson looks to do it himself. Degenkolb guards, got into the body. That's an offensive foul on TJ Henderson. He put that shoulder down. Degenkolb draws the charge. Henderson's got 4, and Taylor's going to get the ball back with an opportunity to tie or take just their second lead of the night. Walter exits in place of Stewart, so the offensive-defensive substitutions have already started for Marian with 2:07 to go second half. 69-67. Taylor lost their offense in the first half. They found it here at half 2. Degenkolb with the shorter Stowers guarding. Left-hand dribble, down the lane. Degenkolb trying to go up and under to tie the game. Got it! Right over Stowers, and then Degenkolb glares right back at him. 15 for Degenkolb. We're tied at 69 with 1:47 to go in the second half as Degenkolb has come to life with 12 second-half points. 1:47 to go in regulation. It's number 16, Marian 69, and Taylor 69 on the Trojans Sports Network.
The Taylor University campus store, with their innovative textbook butler delivery service and name brand Taylor apparel and gifts, supports the Trojans year-round. The campus store, powered by Tree of Life Books, is a proud corporate partner of TU Athletics. It's easy to find something to show off someone's TU pride with 2 campus locations, one in the Dome and one in the campus center near the food court. The store is also open 24/7 at TaylorCampusStore.com.
Marian made 14 buckets in the opening half for 54%. They've made just 9 here in the second half. They are 9 of 24 right now. and 4 of 10 from 3. The Trojans, meanwhile, are 18 of 31 from the floor, and they are 8 of 13 from 3. Out of the Marian full timeout, they'll have the ball. They're starting 5 out there. Brown, Stowers, Kasunlaw, Walter, and Henderson. With a minute 45 second half, the bucket from Degenkolb ties the game 69. Stowers, far side, just inside the hash mark. Hubbard defends. Henderson up top with 15 to shoot. Around a Kasunlaw screen. Hagelin comes to help. Walter spins, far sideline. They go in. Degenkolb got it. Kasunlaw ducks in. No look dish down to Walter. Shot good, and a foul against Taylor. A good find there by Stowers just to lob it up to the 6'11 Kasunlaw with the smaller Degenkolb defending. That's the 3rd one on Jason Hubbard, but more importantly, it's the 10th one against Taylor. And that'll put Marian in the double bonus for the final 126. Walter to the line where he's 3 of 4 tonight. Trying to make it a 3-point Marian lead. And got that one, and that thing is a missile on a line drive. 10 points, though, for Walter. Doesn't matter if it goes in, right? And Walter with 12. He goes out. Brown, or Sumi, it will be Stewart coming in. Taylor with the ball, down 3. 1:20 to go second half. Degenkolb around a Hagelin screen. Thought about a 3. Stowers cuts him off. Robinson to tie it. No, short rim. And there's another rebound by Stowers. That's his 8th, which ties a career high. Robinson just 1 of 7 from, or 1 of 8 from 3 tonight for the Trojans. Big possession here as the clock will dip below a minute right now, and Marian an opportunity to make it a 2-possession ball game. Henderson backs all the way out near the timeline. Degenkolb will guard him. Henderson will look to take it himself as the shot clock hits 9 and now 8. Henderson walks in, crossing over right hand, head of steam, got into Degenkolb, laid it in, and Degenkolb fouled him. 3rd one on Degenkolb. Henderson, a runaway freight train. He got the head start and barrels into Degenkolb, who looks for an explanation underneath the hoop. That's the 3rd one on Mason, and Taylor down by 5. And now Henderson with an opportunity to make it a 6-point lead for the Knights on back-to-back 3-point plays out of the full timeout after Degenkolb had tied it, but Henderson cannot do it. So 45 seconds left. Taylor from right to left in white. They trail by 5. Robinson, high middle screen, down the lane he goes in, scooping right hand, good. Taylor down by 3. Timeout on the floor, the Trojans. Full timeout by Taylor. Robinson's been quiet with 9. And he draws Taylor to within 3 with 36 and 9/10 of a second left. The Trojans take their second to last full timeout. They've got one left. Marian has 2 30s and 2 fulls. It'll be the Knights ball out of the timeout. They lead by 3 with 36 and 9/10 of a second remaining here in the second half.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
Since opening in the late 1980s, the Maddox Family Dental Center has been focusing on providing the highest quality dental care for their patients. Children to adults can receive a full-service treatment to meet their dental needs. The Maddox Family Dental Center has 2 locations in Hartford City and Dunkirk and always welcomes new patients. The Maddox Family Dental Center, a proud corporate partner of Taylor University Athletics.
When these 2 teams played in November, the Trojans limited Marian to 71 points. That was the lowest output by Marian this season. They're sitting on 74 right now. They've got a 3-point lead in the ball. The Trojans will apply pressure in the backcourt. And a timeout on the floor. Full one for Marian. 36 and 9/10 of a second left. We'll come back after this. Marian leads by 3, 74-71 here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965, when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
Taylor has scored 52 points here in the second half after scoring just 19 in the opening 20 minutes. They trailed by 19 at the break. They've outscored Marian by 16 here in the second half, and they trail by 3 right now. CJ Pena has come in for Taylor. He replaces Hagelin, who was out there before the Marian timeout. The Knights have 1 full timeout and 2 30s left. Taylor with 1 timeout. Hubbard will guard the inbounds pass by Henderson in the backcourt. They get it into Stowers, running up near side, almost stepped out of bounds, got into the air. Taylor screaming for a step out of bounds near side. Now Henderson caught in the backcourt, throws it desperately to Kasunlal, far sideline to Brown. There's 6 seconds between game and shot clock, so Taylor doesn't have to foul, and Brown will be saved by the Marian sideline in a timeout as he was caught between Pena and Hubbard. It'll be a 30-second timeout. That leaves Marian with a 30 and a full. We'll keep it here with 24 seconds left, and Marian will get it in the front court. That almost was disastrous, as for some reason on this side of the floor where Taylor's shooting here in the second half and where Marian did in the first half, we've seen multiple guys slip. We've seen Crow and Degenkolb for Taylor, and then Stowers almost slipped on the near side. Some of the Taylor students down to our left were saying that Stowers had stepped out as he tried to tiptoe the near sideline. And then he threw it to Henderson, who was a step inside midcourt, and then kept standing there and pivoting, and he got the ball away just before, or a couple seconds before, I should say, before a 10-second backcourt violation was called. 18 to shoot for Marian. Far side hash market will come in with Sterling Brown. Hubbard will guard the inbounds pass. Taylor head coach Josh Andrews gets an explanation from one of our officials. 24 4/10 of a second, so Taylor doesn't need to foul down 3, but they can't let a basket get in here. Stowers gets the ball in near the timeline to the near side of the floor, and Christian Stewart. Stowers holds the ball in his right chest, lobs one far sideline to Henderson. 9 to shoot, double team comes, left elbow, and then Hubbard stole the ball away from Sterling Brown. Shot clock turned off with 10, Taylor down by 3, now 7, now 6, timeout by the Trojans with 5 6/10 of a second left. Down by 3. The Trojans were in this situation a week ago last Tuesday, trailing by 1 against Bethel. They gave the ball to Degenkolb. His shot got blocked from behind. Taylor takes their final full timeout to draw up a play here with 5 6/10 of a second left, trailing by 3 to number 16 Marian. We're back with the final 5.6 seconds of regulation after this timeout.
It's true. Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than thinking about retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, we agree, and we'd like to help. Your local Edward Jones financial advisors, Ryan Jones, Mark Sieglin, and Rob Sisson, can help you get started today. They are proud corporate partners of Taylor University Athletics. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits.
.6 seconds left. Hubbard stole the ball. He'll get it in front of the Taylor bench across from us. Taylor with the ball down 3. They've got Crow, Robinson, Degenkolb, Pena, and Hubbard all out there. Hubbard will get it into Degenkolb, guarded by Kasunlal with 3, with 2, and then Degenkolb got fouled. Kasunlal will foul out. Taylor wants a shooting foul. Kasunlal will foul out. And it's the 9th one against Marian, so Taylor will have a 1-and-1. That's the smart play there by Kasunlal. You don't want Degenkolb or any of the Trojans to get a look at 3, but he almost fouled Degenkolb in the act of shooting, which would have been disastrous if you're Kasunlal. So that's the 10th one against Marian, 2 for Degenkolb. So the best he can do is draw Taylor to within 1 with 2.6 seconds left. There's a whole parade of Marian guys coming in. Walter came in, and it looks like they want to bring in Nwanko as well. First one from Degenkolb, good. Taylor down by 2. And Nwanko comes in to replace who? Sterling Brown. And Marian will take a full timeout trying to ice Degenkolb. That leaves them with 1 30-second timeout left. Kasunlal has fouled out. A very quiet night for Kasunlal, just 5 points and only one coming here in the second half. One more free throw from Degenkolb when we come back to make it a 1-point Taylor deficit with 2.6 seconds left here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Your heart, well, your heart is everything to you and your body, and its favorite place to be is home. Marian General Hospital has been named a nationally accredited chest pain center, which is the highest accomplishment in cardiovascular care. We are proud to provide our community with a team of cardiac experts throughout MGH. From our ambulance and emergency room to our cardiovascular departments in partnership with our experienced local cardiologists and interventional cardiologists from St. Vincent's Medical Group. The same level of cardiovascular expertise in bigger cities at larger hospitals is available right here. Everyone has their expertise. At MGH, our expertise is...
So one more free throw from Degenkolb. They have put in Marian Has and Wanko, their 6'10 backup center, since Kasunlal has fouled out. 2.6 seconds left. Degenkolb, the best free throw shooter for the Trojans. He made the first. He's an 89% free throw shooter. 2.6 seconds left. This to make it a 1-point Marian. Hill intentionally missed. Thrown tap. Degenkolb's got it. Bahor the horn to tie it. Just hit off the rim, and it just rolled off. So Degenkolb went for the intentional miss. It got tapped away by Pena. Degenkolb got it on the right side in almost the same spot that he hit a fadeaway runner to beat Goshen on this floor last year, and he just missed a clean look from about 15 feet out on the right corner. And after Marian built a 24-point first-half lead and a 20-point second-half lead, they hold on and defeat Taylor by 2 tonight by a 74-72 final. We'll come back and wrap this one up and look ahead to the next Taylor men's game. That will be this Saturday. When we come back with the Ivanhoe's postgame show after this, here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965, when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
Your heart, well, your heart is everything to you and your body, and its favorite place to be is home. Marian General Hospital has been named a nationally accredited chest pain center, which is the highest accomplishment in cardiovascular care. We are proud to provide our community with a team of cardiac experts throughout MGH. From our ambulance and emergency room to our cardiovascular departments in partnership with our experienced local cardiologists and interventional cardiologists from St. Vincent's Medical Group. The same level of cardiovascular expertise in bigger cities at larger hospitals is available right here. Everyone has their expertise. At MGH, our expertise is your heart, bringing the best in the nation home to you. Your heart is in the right place at MGH.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
Play that old song. You really want her to play it. That's what's really going to open her. You got to have the music that you listeners to listen to.
Back here inside Odell Arena, Rick Johnston with you. This is the Ivanhoe's postgame show. I do want to clear one thing up. I apologize. I gave an incorrect stat throughout the game. When Taylor held Marian to 71 points when they played back in November, at that time, that was the lowest output for Marian this season. The Knights were held to 62 points in Mishawaka at Bethel. That was back on earlier in January, on January 8th. The 74 points, though, is just the 1, 2, 3, 4. Just the fourth time that this high-potent Marian offense, which comes in averaging 92 points per game, as I look it up really quick, which is the, drum roll please, they have the sixth best scoring offense in the country at points per game, the fourth best in total points scored. So they're a really good offense. Tonight's just the fourth time that Marian has been limited below 80 points all year, and 2 of them have come to Taylor. As we mentioned, the other time was against Bethel when they got limited to 62 points, and they lost 76-74 to IU Northwest. So just 3 times all year that Marian has been held to below, or just 4 times below 80 points, 2 of which to the Trojans. Excuse me, a frog in my throat who I'd like to leave. So let's go to the box score here on the Ivanhoe's postgame show. It was all Marian in the opening half. They outscored Taylor 38-29, built up that 24-point first half lead as the Knights shot 54% from the floor. They were 6 of 12 from behind the arc, and they made 4 of their 5 threes. They were led by their second leading scorer, Wes Stowers, who's already the all-time leading scorer in Marian history, the all-time leading assist man. And as we mentioned, he came in tonight 45 steals away from the steals record. Not bad when you're going to finish your college career with 3 career records. Most times you must see an athlete with 1, maybe 2, maybe a rebound and a block guy, but Stowers is going to leave Marian with 3. He probably will go down as the best player in Marian history. If not, he's in the top 3 easily. But he was the man of the opening half, 13 points on 4 of 8 shooting, 2 of 3 from 3 and 3 of 3 from the line. He finished the game with 23 points. He made 3 of his 5 shots in the second half, and he came up with some clutch threes as well, went 2 of 3 from behind the arc. The Trojans, meanwhile, in that opening half, they made just 6 field goals overall. At one point, Stowers had outscored Taylor by himself. The Trojans were 24% from the floor in the opening half, 0 of 8 from 3. They did get to the line 9 times and made 7 of them. The second half was a completely different story. The Trojans kept chipping away. They got to within 15 about midway through the second half. They got to within 13 with about maybe 10 or about 7, 8 minutes left. The problem was every time Taylor got to within 15 back there midway through the second half, Marian came back with a bucket. Marian would come back with a bucket and an answer until the Trojans tied the game at 69 on a Mason Degenkolb pull-up that sparked and forced a Marian full timeout. Then the Knights would get back-to-back and 1 opportunities. They were able to convert one of them on the second one with T.J. Henderson after Cameron Walter was the one that got fouled to put Marian up 71-69, missed the free throw. And then the Trojans came down the other end, missed their shot, and then coming back, it was T.J. Henderson, bleeding clock. He got into Degenkolb and got a chance at the and 1 to put Marian up 74-69. The Trojans got a 2-point bucket to trail by 3. Jason Hubbard stole the ball from Sterling Brown. Taylor got to the front court with 5.6 seconds left. Degenkolb got fouled by Kasunlal, who fouled out. Just before, it was very, very close to when it looked like Mason was getting into a shooting motion. They say that the foul was on the floor, and so Mason went to the line for 2. He made the first. A timeout was called, and then Mason intentionally missed the second, and the ball careened to the far side corner, where we said during the game, almost in the same exact spot where Mason hit a pull-up running jump shot to defeat Goshen here on this floor a year ago. This one just spun off, and Taylor falls by 2 points tonight by a final of 74-72. But Taylor shot the ball much better in the second half. Trojans were 56% from the field in the second half. They were 8 of 18 from 3 and 7 of 9 from the line. Marian dipped to 42% from the floor. They were 4 of 10 from 3, and they made 10 of their 13 free throws. For the game, Marian shot 48% from the field. They were 10 of 22 from 3 for 46%, and they were 14 of 18 from the line. The Trojans were 14 of 18 from the line as well. They were 8 of 26 from 3 at 31%, and they made 25 of their 59 shots for 42%. We'll take a break, come back. We'll hear from the head coach, Josh Andrews, after this break here on the Ivanhoe's Postgame Show.
Since opening in the late 1980s, the Maddox Family Dental Center has been focusing on providing the highest quality dental care for their patients. Children to adults can receive a full-service treatment to meet their dental needs. The Maddox Family Dental Center has 2 locations in Hartford City and Dunkirk and always welcomes new patients. The Maddox Family Dental Center, a proud corporate partner of Taylor University Athletics.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
The Taylor University campus store, with their innovative textbook butler delivery service and name brand Taylor apparel and gifts, supports the Trojans year-round. The campus store, powered by Tree of Life Books, is a proud corporate partner of TU Athletics. It's easy to find something to show off someone's TU pride with 2 campus locations, one in the Dome and one in the campus center near the food court. The store is also open 24/7 at TaylorCampusStore.com. Welcome back here inside Odell Arena. Rick Johnston joined by the head coach of the Trojans, Josh Andrews. You and I are just talking. This one similar to last year's game here. Obviously, you made the plays down the stretch to kind of pull away and had a little bit of a safer win here against Marian. But what led to the offensive struggles there in the first half for your guys?
I credit them for their length and how violent they were at the point of the ball screen and really any of our actions. But then we didn't help ourselves with decision-making, and I thought how aggressive they were at the point of attack got our guys really passive. And so the ball kind of moved around, and we played with a lack of aggression, and then settled at halftime and just kind of talked through some things, emotionally got settled, began to attack well in the second half, and it's not like that happened quickly. We just started to play Taylor basketball as we got to that back 20 minutes, and hey, if we'd have played 40 minutes of that, we might get a different outcome. Don't know.
Did they do anything particular with Ryan? He was 0 of 5 in the first half, and he didn't shoot the ball great, just 3 of 13. But did they do anything particular to make sure that 13 did not beat them?
Sure. Yeah, they guarded him with T.J. Henderson. He's a big-time athlete. He's a big physical guard, and he did a terrific job denying him the ball, then getting into him. And, with Kasunlal's length, their length in general at the ball screen, they really swallowed us up. So not a game where we're just going to play in straight lines one-on-one against them and trying to use ball screens and off-ball action to free guys up. They just really bottled him up. It's good defense. They're going to make other guys beat him.
Then let's go to the second half. You score 53 points in that second half after scoring just 19 in the first. You shoot 56%. What changed?
Yeah, we settled down, and began to get aggressive. We went into halftime with an assist and 7 turnovers. You shouldn't expect to beat anybody that way. We finished the game with 13 assists and 10 turnovers, so that's 12 assists to 3 turnovers. If you play that type of basketball, you can beat anybody. And a lot of that was flipping the mindset and getting downhill and getting into space and finding our buddy and then shooting the ball in and just is a different different mindset and a different confidence. And, hey, we got to bottle that and let that prepare us for Saturday.
Well, you talk about a guy that shot it in. Evan Crow did that. He scored all 13 of his points in the second half, 5 of 6 in the second half, 3 of 3 from 3. And he's had his struggles all year. Obviously got a late start to the year with some medical stuff, so he's been trying to find his legs. I mean, that was a vintage Evan Crow performance tonight, no?
Yeah, no, he did really good things. We were able to take advantage. That was an area on the floor that we thought we had some advantage, and we were able to utilize that down the stretch of the game. He made some good decisions. The guys found him at least on one of those threes, and just being playmakers and being simple. So we'll learn a lot from the game, and the game shows us a lot, and we just got to continue to get better. And I think we're doing that. It wasn't a first half that we're proud of, but the response we're proud of. And if we can, again, bottle that and advance that for closer to 40 minutes, we're going to be a tough out.
How pleased were you with the intentional miss there by Mason with 2.6 seconds left? And you and I were talking before. You've got one. You could make it and then foul and keep playing it out.
Sure.
But as you and I talked about, you've only got maybe a second per dribble, so you're probably looking at a mid-court heave with length in your face.
Sure.
So what did you think about the look that you guys got with Kasunwal fouling out? And you guys, you got a lot of long guys out there popping it out.
Can't get a better one than that. We thought that was the best move there, and Mason played it perfectly, and the ball came off our way. Hey, if that goes, we might just be finishing right now and maybe on the different side of this thing. That's the way it goes. We didn't do enough for 40 minutes, and Marian did, and credit them for coming into our gym and taking that from us.
You win the rebounding battle tonight against a team that's much longer and much taller than you are by 9, including by 8 on the offensive glass. You outscored them by 12-0 on the second chance points. How can you try to make that go into Saturday against St. Francis with some more long, athletic, and bully guys up there for USF?
They've just got to keep that mindset. We played – we didn't quite play desperate, and we didn't want to play desperate. We just played super aggressive in the second half, and I would think a lot of those rebounds, and especially on the offensive side, came in the second half, and we really kind of began playing by instinct and got after them. And that was a fun group to coach in the second half. Just didn't get the result we wanted.
Josh, thanks for the time. Good luck on Saturday at St.
Appreciate
Francis.
it, Rick. Thank you.
That's Josh Andrews, the head coach, joining us here on the Ivanhoe's postgame show. We're back to wrap it up after this.
Greek's Pizzeria in Upland opened its doors in December of 2017. Over the years, there have been more than 140 Greeks opened across the country, with 24 Indiana locations. When it comes to pizza, Greeks offers customers the option to create their own pizza or to try one of Greek's specialized pizzas. Greeks uses fresh, homemade, hand-tossed dough, Greek's Italian sauce, select blended cheeses, gourmet toppings, and the same method of preparation since the first restaurant opened in 1969. The kitchen can also whip up a sandwich served on fresh French-style bread, or it can put that sandwich into a pizza shell wrap. Customers can also add breadsticks or French-style bread as a side item. Greeks also offers a selection of salads and assorted dressings as well. Greeks is located just off Main Street in Upland and is a proud supporter of Taylor University Athletics. Greek's Pizzeria. It's our taste.
Back inside Odell Arena for the final time here tonight. Rick Johnston with you as Marian defeats Taylor tonight by a final of 74-72. The Trojans outscored Marian 56 53-36 in the second half. Individual scores tonight, Marian had 4 in double figures, led by Wes Stowers, who had a game-high 23 points on 7 of 13 shooting. He had 13 in the first half. Stowers was 4 of 6 from 3 and 5 of 5 from the line. Cameron Walter, who only played 9 minutes when these two teams matched up back in November, he finished with 12 points on 4 of 6 shooting. Sterling Brown had 11, and T.J. Henderson had 10. Top scorer off the bench was Christian Stewart with 6. He had 3 in each half. Reginald Kasunlaw, 5 points before fouling out. 2 of 7 from the floor was Kasunlaw, just 4 rebounds for the 6'11 big man. 3 assists for the big fella as well. That ties a career high at Marian. And he had 1 block. He came in as one of the top shot blockers in the country with 46. He was limited to just 1 tonight. Other scores for Marian: Albers had 2, Guyman had 1, Langcable had 2, and Nwanko had 2. The Trojans had 3 in double figures, led by Mason Degenkolb 16 points. Mason 5 of 12 from the floor, 2 of 3 from behind the arc. Evan Crow followed him with 13 points, all 13 in the second half, as Evan was 5 of 6 from the floor after halftime, 3 of 3 from behind the arc. He did not go to the line, and as I mentioned, he had all 13 points in that second half. Jason Hubbard had 11 for the Trojans. He was 3 of 6 from the floor, 0 of 1 from 3, and 5 of 5 from the line. Ryan Robinson struggled tonight. No points in the opening half as Ryan went 0 for 5. He finished with 9 points overall on 3 of 13 shooting. Ryan just 1 of 8 from behind the arc, 2 of 2 from the free throw line. C.J. Pena had 9 on 4 of 7 shooting. Vincent Miranda had 5. Jake Hagelin had 7. James McLeod had 2. And as we mentioned, Ryan Robinson has 9. The interesting stat about Hubbard, he came in, now he's scored in 3 games. Let me check my notes here. Before the game at Grace on Saturday, he had 9 and made 3 buckets. He had only made 1 bucket in 3 straight games. He's now made 3 baskets in the last 2, going 3 for 6 tonight. Other numbers of note: as we mentioned, Taylor out-rebounded Marian 36-27, including 11-3 on the offensive glass, and Taylor outscored Marian 12-0 in second-chance points. Leading rebounder for Marian was Wes Stowers, their 5'10 point guard, tied a career high with 8 rebounds tonight. The Trojans' leading rebounder was Jason Hubbard, who had 7. Jake Hagelin also had 6. Evan Crow had 6 as well. Walter had 6 rebounds as well for Marian tonight. Their leading assist man, they had 4 guys with 3. Walter, Henderson, Stowers, and Kasunlaw on their 13 assists on 25 hoops. The Trojans also had 13 assists on 25 baskets, led by Ryan Robinson's 6. That's 3 off of his season high. The problem, though, the struggle for Ryan tonight, not only did he struggle shooting the ball, he also had 6 assists and 6 turnovers. 2 blocks for each team, no one with more than 1. They were Kasunlaw, Walter for Marian, Hubbard, and Robinson for Taylor. The Trojans had 5 steals, Marian had 7. Points off the turnover, Taylor had 10 turnovers in the game after turning it over 7 times in the opening half. Marian turned it over 10 times after turning it over 6 times in the opening stanza. Points off the turnover went to Marian 8-6. Taylor had the advantage in fast break points 14-7, and points in the paint 32-28. Second chance points, as we mentioned, 12-0. And the Taylor bench outscored the Marian bench after the Knights bench did not even attempt a shot in their loss at Indiana Wesleyan on Saturday. The bench scored 13 points for Marian tonight. Taylor outscored them by 14, 27-13. We had 1 tie. That came at 69 apiece in the second half. We had 1 lead change, and that was when Marian took the lead on a Wes Stowers 3 at 3-2 after Hubbard stole the ball in the opening possession and went in for a layup. Other scores from around the Crossroads League tonight: Indiana Wesleyan defeats Mount Vernon Nazarene by 20 to move to 9-2 in league action. Spring Arbor just went ahead on a Luke Barber 3-point basket. He is the younger brother of Justin Barber. The Taylor baseball pitching coach, the Taylor baseball Trojans, right now at the top of the 9th against number 6 St. Thomas. They trail 3-2. Brett Lawson is at the plate right now to lead off the bottom of the 9th. For the Trojans, well, we actually have an update. Lawson struck out looking, so Taylor down to 2 outs in the top of the 9th, trailing St. Thomas by 1. Other scores from around the league tonight: Huntington defeated St. Francis 77-74, so that's good for the Trojans, as both they and St. Francis remain tied in the league standings at 5-6 apiece. Indiana Wesleyan improves to 9-2. The best they can do would be to tie Spring Arbor for first. Spring Arbor, again, at last check, was leading. Mount Vernon Nazarene at third at 8-3. Marian moves to 7-4. They're in fourth. Bethel, who came in tied with Marian for 4th place, they play Goshen tomorrow in a doubleheader. Grace and Spring Arbor playing right now. Huntington's win tonight moves them to 4-7. They're now a game back of Taylor and St. Francis in the league standings. Taylor is at USF on Saturday as the Trojans look for their first win in St. Francis under the tutelage of Josh Andrews after they beat St. Francis for the first time in program history back in early January. So thanks to Liam and Emily, their hard work tonight. We thank you folks for tuning in as well. Taylor loses a tough one tonight. They dug themselves a 24-point hole. They came out and tied the game at 69, but 5 straight points out of a Marian full timeout. As the Trojans got to within 2, Degenkolb missed a free throw intentionally with 2.6 seconds left. He had a heave from a good-looking shot, clean shot from 15 feet away from the right corner, and it just rolled off the rim. Taylor looked to get back on the winning side of things on Saturday at St. Francis. They're back here a week from tonight when they take on Huntington. As they try to avenge their earlier season loss to the Forsters. Tip time is at 7 o'clock. We got a big one tomorrow as the Taylor women's basketball team takes on number 7 Marian. The Trojans moved up to number 9 in the women's basketball standings. So we got a top 10 matchup tomorrow here inside Odell Arena. As the top 2 teams in the Crossroads League on the women's side, our pregame coverage starts at 6:45. Once again, our final score from here inside Odell Arena on the campus of Taylor University. Number 16 Marian holds on and defeats Taylor tonight by a final of 74-72. Dropping the Trojans to 11-12 overall and 5-6 in Crossroads League play. This has been a presentation of Taylor men's basketball here on the Trojan Sports Network.